just a real quick turnaround. So we just got to adapt and come to work.
13 tackles behind the line of scrimmage, 5 quarterback sacks. I mean, you guys were just flying all over the place. That was just so much fun to watch. It must have been a lot of fun to play, too.
Yeah, it was real fun to be a part of that. You know, it was real electrifying. You know, we was just feeding off each other energy and just getting after it.
Do you think this defense now, Bruce, you guys aren't reacting anymore? You aren't reacting, but you're not having to think like you did maybe the first year that Coach Harrell was here with this defensive scheme. It just seems like now you guys trigger like on every play.
Yeah, I mean, we just ready to get after guys, you know. Coach Harrell does a real good job with his scheme and stuff. And, you know, we want to play for each other, so we're going to do everything 100 miles per hour to make that happen.
That's Bruce Bivens. A visit now with the man from Suffolk, Virginia, Gerard Stringer, who's coming off a terrific performance this past week. The defense was great, as you well know. Gerard, you were a big part of 5 quarterback sacks, 13 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Must have been a lot of fun to be out there.
It was a lot of fun. It's great to be back on the field. It's great to play with the guys again, and we feed off each other. We love playing with each other. We love playing aggressive. Love playing with that edge, love playing with our hair on fire, so it's great.
You must be back 100% from the injury. I mean, you sure look like it because you were flying around out there this past Saturday. So is the injury behind you, do you think?
Yes, it's behind me. I try not to think about it. I still got a little bumps and bruises, but try not to think about it and play with my brothers.
Well, that's what you guys have been able to do. Do you think there is now like a feeling when you guys go into games, Gerard, that you can go out there and really play great defense and stop the opponent? Because for years, East Carolina's defense has struggled, but it looks like defensively you guys have really turned the corner. Do you feel that mindset with your teammates?
Yes, we feel that. And we're just trying to play with confidence every week. And that's what we play. That's how we play that's how we practice every week with confidence and know that what we're doing is great. And the game scheme is fantastic. So,
yeah, it really is. And I guess you have to give Coach Harrell credit for that. Do you guys enjoy playing for Coach Harrell?
Of course, he bring that juice. That's the main emphasis, is bring the juice and play with intensity, play with fire, and that's what it's all about.
And, you know, there's so much depth on this defensive football team right now, Gerard. As you know, you guys can stay fresh, can't you? You can go in there and kind of let it rip because you've got somebody else who you're sharing time with.
Yes, it's very Coach, he let us rotate so we can play just like how I was saying, aggressive, fast, with a lot of juice. So, like, that saves our energy, and we get to play like that every down.
That's Gerard Stringer. And my thanks to the Pirate football players who joined us at UBE, Holton Nailers, along with Gerard Stringer and Bruce Bivens. They're all ready to go. Their teammates are as well. And it's a blackout tonight at Downey-Ficklin Stadium, Bagwell Field, 7:30. 7:30 is when the game will kick off tonight as the Pirates will take on the USF Bulls in another American Athletic Conference matchup. Make sure you drop by UBE. They are open until 6 o'clock tonight. And they have all the blackout gear for the blackout this evening, so come on in and get your jackets and also your sweatshirts for the blackout and your shirts. Their T-shirts are here, too, and also rain gear, too, because let's face it, folks, there is some rain in the forecast for the game tonight. My thanks to everyone who makes this show very possible, especially Don Edwards, who is our gracious host, now in our 33rd year of broadcasting at UBE on our Pirate Preview show. Thanks so much for being with us, and we will be back with you the next time at UBE when the Pirates take on the Temple Owls. And by the way, that game is a week from Saturday, and that is a 3 o'clock kickoff a week from Saturday for East Carolina's next home game. Thanks so much for being with us, and we'll see you at the stadium tonight.
You've been listening to the UBE Pirate Preview, an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio. Stay tuned for more ECU Pirate Game Day coverage with the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Purple and gold, they are not just colors. They represent a nation of people from all walks of life coming together as one, who are loyal to the code of what it means to be a pirate. A nation of pirates who have a chip on their shoulder, that show grit and determination in times of adversity and showing a burning loyalty to their crew. Purple and gold are our colors, colors that brand us as pirates. Just as the colors were raised by the pirates that sailed our coast before us, it's our time to do the same, to signal a rallying cry to all pirates. No retreat, no surrender, no quarter. We are the pirates of ECU.
Pirate fans, get ready. It's time to talk ECU football on the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. Brought to you by Bud Light. The Pirate Radio sports teams will get you ready with a game-winning strategy, live reports from the stadium, a breakdown of all the X's and O's, and all the scores and previews of other games around the country. Let's get ready. It's time for Pirate football on the voice of the Pirate Nation. Now live from the Pirate Radio studios, the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate is on the air.
All right, Clip Rock here in the Pirate Radio studios getting you ready for some Thursday night football. East Carolina taking on South Florida, night of the Boneyard at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Wear your black, maybe bring a poncho, get loud as East Carolina tries to create an intimidating home environment tonight when the Bulls come in to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Jeff Charles alongside for hour number one, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt here, and we're coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930. We are online, pr927fm.com, and you can watch the show and chime in on Facebook Live and on YouTube. So you can be a part of the show with your comments right there. Coming up on this 4-hour edition of the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, as I said, we got The Voice in hour number one, breaking down all the action, breaking down the X's and O's with USF and East Carolina. We'll hear from my co-host on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show, Billy Weaver, coming up in hour number two, along with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau. We'll talk about this East Carolina game from a gambling perspective and get some picks on some other football action going on this weekend. Stephen Igo joins me inside the Pirate Radio studios coming up in hour number two on into hour number three. Double B, Brian Bailey, will join us live from Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. We'll also hear from Pirate offensive coordinator Donnie Kirkpatrick, defensive coordinator Blake Harrell, ECU quarterback Holton Nailers. We got a tailgate check-in with Troy D coming up later on in the show, and Brian North from WCTI 12 will join us as well, as we will break this thing down from every angle. Before I say we're going to pop the top on the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate next, I'm going to tell you that right now, if you are tuned in and you want tickets to this game tonight, you can call right now, 317-1250, 317-1250. First person to call gets 2 tickets to tonight's game. You got to come by the Pirate Radio studios, pick them up. We'll have them right here for you. So 317-1250, call in now, win a couple of tickets, and get loud tonight at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. We'll pop the top on the Week 8 edition of the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate next.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
how much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC. Because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals. Reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 Cadillac CT5 for 0.9% for 72 months, plus $500 off. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
This is Xavier Smith, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at PR927FM. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at FreePR927FM. Join the over 50,000 followers today. Now let's head back in to the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, time to get ready for Pirates and Bulls coming up tonight, 7:30. If you're not at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, you can watch it on ESPN, but go ahead, get out there, wear your black, and create a fun environment for this game tonight. You only got a few more chances to get to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium in 2021, and one of those opportunities is tonight as East Carolina takes on a South Florida team that before last week did not have a win over an FBS opponent. They took care of business in a big way against the Temple Owls, so they're coming in here riding high, a couple wins on the season, but their best performance and best win of the season coming on Saturday. East Carolina has lost a couple on the road in a row that they coulda, shoulda, woulda. Came out with a victory. Jeff Charles has been on the call for each and every one of those games. Jeff, another frustrating one for the Pirates last week, especially after having to sit around for so long and wait for the game to start.
Yeah, we've had delays before, but nothing like that, Clip. The game was delayed 5 hours and 20 minutes before it finally started. To make a long story short, we got back into Greenville at 5:40 a.m. I walked in the house at 6:35 a.m. on Sunday morning. I think we were in the press box for 13 hours watching the rain and watching the lightning. And, you know, that's all worth it when you win the game. But then when you go through all that and you come up short, sometimes you wonder. But the guys played great on defense last week, Clip. And again, we just had that interview with Blake Harrell, and his defense is really so much improved this season. And last week it was so much fun to watch those guys with the 13 tackles behind the line of scrimmage, the 5 quarterback sacks, and they really played well in the second half. And then in the fourth quarter, the offense caught fire, and they scored those 2 touchdowns to force the overtime period.
And then the first play for Houston in overtime went for the touchdown, and you got a bad feeling there, and then the Pirates fumbled it away on their next possession in overtime. So it was there were a lot of things to build on from that loss, Clip. I mean, there were a lot of good things that happened, but again, it was a loss, and there are no, I don't think, any more moral victories for this football team. It's time for them to start winning some games, and they're just coming up a little bit short. But you said it, this is the year the woulda, coulda, shoulda, and there really could be 3 more victories for this football team, the one with Houston, the one with UCF, and also the one with South Carolina here in Greenville. Those games could be 3 wins for the Pirates, but you are what your record says you are, and the Pirates are 3-4 on the year, needing to somehow, some way now in these next 5 games to scrap together and get 3 wins to become bowl eligible.
It's go time. It's crunch time, Jeff. You've had these games, the collective you have had these next 2 games circled as winnable games, need to be wins if you want to go to a bowl game. The game tonight against South Florida and then next week against Temple. And much like going into UCF and Houston, that Memphis game looks a lot more winnable now than it did when the schedule came out. So you got Navy after that. Cincinnati is obviously, just a bear right now, sitting at number 2 in the country. But these next 4 games, the Pirates have a great shot to get W's in these games. It all starts tonight against South Florida. So, do you think the team's feeling pressure right now, Jeff, sitting at 3 wins, really wanting to get to 6? Some pressure on them tonight heading into this one?
I don't really think so, Clip. I think they know what's in front of them. This has been a goal for this football team at the beginning of the year to win at least 6 games and get to a bowl. I think these guys are pretty much tunnel vision type people, and they just approach every week as it comes. So I think they'll be focused again tonight on a short week. But remember now, USF has had the same situation. They played on Saturday, but they played at home, and the Pirates played on the road. We just talked about all the road warriors that the Pirates were last week getting in here in the wee hours of the morning. Actually, it was Sunday morning when they got back. But to answer your question, no, I really don't think they look that far ahead, and I think the coaches are good about having them just focus on the next opponent. And so I think for guys like you and me and people in the media and fans, we look down the road at the schedule and put those little W's and L's behind it, these games. But, Clip, let's say, even if they do beat South Florida tonight and they are favored to win, it's not going to be easy, believe me. And then if they could beat Temple, you still got to scratch out one more victory. And 2 of them are on the road, and the other one is against one of the best teams in America. So even if you get these next 2, it's not going to be easy to get that 3rd one. So you just have to take it game by game, week by week, and then at the end of the day, you see where you are.
Jeff, I've been impressed with these. We talked to the players on Monday on the Players Lounge. We didn't get to talk to them this week, but, Bruce Bivens, Holton Nailers, Gerard Stringer talked to the media this week and then talked to you one-on-one. And after everything that goes bad on a Saturday after a loss, they do come back in with the attitude of, well, that just motivates us to get better. We can't wait to get back out there, play another game, go through another week of practice, and go out and get a W next time. So I've been very impressed at, I guess, their resiliency this year, coming off losses and having the right attitude. This is a difficult week for the coaches and players, Jeff, but you talking to them, how do you feel like they have responded? And, boy, quick turnaround, but you think the guys are ready to go tonight?
Yeah, I think they are. It's a close-knit group, and I think that Coach Houston has certainly developed his culture here, and the guys are able to put losses behind them. Now, I can tell you, I'm in the locker room after the game, and we do our locker room report on the network, and there's a lot of hurt down there when they lose games. This is very important to these players. And then by the time, usually, their heads are a little bit low, getting on the bus, and there's not much talk. But usually once they get on the airplane, I see the spirits pick back up again, because I think at that point they feel like, well, the game's over, we did the best we could, and now we're on our way home, and let's start focusing on the next week. But as much as the fans want these players to succeed and want to see the Pirates start back with their winning ways again, nobody wants to win more than these players and these coaches, as you know, Clip. And it's just amazing to me. I've been around this a long time. When I just see the time and effort and the blood, sweat, and tears that every coach on this staff and every player
puts into everything that they do. There's a tremendous amount of hard work, dedication, and loyalty that goes into being a college football player at this level. And the guys are giving it their all each and every time out. Do they always play great? No. Are there always plays and games you look back and say they could have played better? Sure. That's just the way the game is. And again, the guys do the best they can every time they go out there. It's not from lack of effort. It's not from lack of trying to execute. Sometimes they just do it better than others. And again, the defense we see good signs with it, but Clip, the offense this year has just been very inconsistent. And as Donnie Kirkpatrick told us, the offensive coordinator, just a few minutes ago on Pirate Radio, the interview that I had with him this week, he says we're just banging our head against the wall trying to figure out how this offense can develop some consistency, because they will look good at times. And we go back to the Tulane game when they scored 52 points, and that was one of the better looking offensive games I've ever seen East Carolina play. And then they'll come out the next game or the next quarter or the next half and really struggle. And you and I were visiting before we went on the air. East Carolina now is down to 25% completion percentage on third down, and that is 129th in the country. There are only 130 Division I schools, so the Pirates are one from the bottom in converting on third down this year. And I do the stats, of course, every week, and it's gone from like 30 to 29 to 28, and then it was a miserable day on third down last week, and they're down to 25%. Only 1 out of 4 times on third down do they convert. So that's really got the offensive staff really puzzled. And then the other part about it is that Holton Ahlers has been sacked 26 times going into this game. And I just can't even imagine the wear and tear on his body. And after a while, Clip, I mean, all those hits start to add up. So I think Holton, I know he's certainly healthy enough to play, but he took a big shot last week. He's going to get his 32nd start in this game coming up tonight. But you just have to wonder the wear and tear on Holton's body this year after being sacked 26 times, and then all the other hits he takes when he's not sacked. So he's had a rough year physically. And he's a tough kid. He's a great kid. We'd love to talk with Holton. He's one of the best kids that have ever come through this program. And he gives it everything he's got. And he's the leader of this team. And he's the guy early on who said, hey, what we need to do is find a way this year to win 6 games and get to a bowl. That is his mission. And he has been on a mission on that path since they started talking about this season back in the winter. So I hope he's not putting too much pressure on himself with that, Clip. But my goodness, the kid gives it everything he's got.
He went out for a play last week after taking a headshot right near the goal line and came out. Garcia came in, and then Holton came in the very next play. Jeff, we get this question a lot on the fifth quarter. Why are the coaches reluctant to give Mason Garcia or another quarterback a shot with this offense when it's not clicking, performing well? And I don't think I've talked to you much about that, but what's your opinion on that as to why they are, Holton Ahlers is the guy and is the guy moving forward here?
The only thing I can tell you, Clip, is they just don't feel real confident or real comfortable with Mason coming into the game. I think if they did, he would have been in there in some other situations this year. The other part of it, and I don't think that this is the biggest factor, but the other part, in a perfect world, they would like to be able to redshirt Mason this year. And he's already played in 4 games. So you play him in another game the rest of the season, and there goes the red shirt.
Oh, because technically he's a COVID freshman.
Yes.
So next year he could still come back as a redshirt freshman.
Yes, he could.
Wow. Yeah.
And so, there are guys who are playing this year, and let's say if Mason would do that, and Mason would play another 4 years, he could be in this program 6 years. There are some other guys in the country, believe it or not, that are playing in their 7th year of college football.
I heard you and Kevin talking about that last week.
Yeah, because they've had a medical red shirt.
Yeah.
So there are a handful of guys in the country who have played for the same team in 7 years, which is pretty unreal. But if Mason would elect to go that route, and they do redshirt him this year, he could be a guy that, Clip, you and I could be sitting around here talking about Mason Garcia as a quarterback 4 years from now. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But if Holton would, unfortunately, have to come out of games
and would be injured. I mean, Mason's going to be the guy. They're not going to not play him just to redshirt him, but they want Holton to stay healthy. They want him to stay on the field. And like I say, in a perfect world, they would like to be able to redshirt Mason Garcia. I'll tell you another thing, Clip, that I'm hearing about as well is that the coaches are telling me how much progress Ryan Stubblefield is making, and they really like him a lot. I think he has made great strides this year. I didn't know about his arm strength because he's not the biggest guy in the world. But Donnie Kirkpatrick, the offensive coordinator, told me this week, he says he can throw that ball through a wall. He said his arm strength is like Mason Garcia. And we know what Mason can do. He throws a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. So I thought that was good news. And again, I don't know if we'll see Ryan Stubblefield this year or not, but in talking with the offensive coaches, they tell me that they're not afraid to put him in a game if they would have to put him in a game. So maybe we will see Ryan Stubblefield, the young man from Texas. He's 5'11". He's not the tallest guy in the world. You do see some 5'11" quarterbacks, and you see some guys like Kyler Murray who are doing okay at that height. He doesn't run like Kyler Murray, but he is fast enough. But he really does have a good arm. And I'll tell you what I do like about him too, Clip, is that he plays with a swagger. He is a very confident guy. And bordering on cocky, I would say, but that's okay if you can go out there and back it up. He's very confident in himself. So who knows? Maybe we'll see Ryan Stubblefield at some point this year.
Going to be interesting this offseason, Jeff, because technically, I mean, Ehlers can come back for another year. You've got all these other guys. So with that extra COVID year, teams across the country, and East Carolina's no different, are going to have some interesting roster decisions to make. And at quarterback, only one ball to go around. It's hard to get those guys in the game. And, Jeff, we've had so many blowouts, and unfortunately we've been on the wrong side of that over these last few years. Now every game is a tight game in the fourth quarter. You can't just put in a young guy to play. So we haven't really had the opportunity that much to get anybody else in the game.
Well, that's a good point, Clip. And, you want to get the guys in. You want to get them experience, but they have not had the opportunity to do so. So what do? And you work them in practice as much as you can. And some of these guys are on the scout team, as we know. And then there was the scrimmage a couple of weeks ago that they got to see some live bullets as much as you can in a scrimmage. But the thing that you worry about in this day and age of college athletics, Clip, is that all of these guys have come into East Carolina, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, whatever it is, and they've been the big star on their high school team. Yep. And they've played probably since they were sophomores as starters most of the time on their respective teams. And they want to play, and they feel like they can go out there and do a really great job. Well, all of a sudden they get here, and the competition is different, and they've got another guy or two or three at their position that's as good as they are, or maybe better. And so, guys want to play. I mean, we all wanted to play, even if it was back to Little League Baseball. Nobody wanted to sit on the bench. And the way things are now, you can just go ahead and transfer and head out and go play for Akron next year if you want to, and step on the field and play a lot. So that is a big concern with coaching staffs these days. You got to be able to keep all the guys as happy as you possibly can, especially the guys, of course, who are not playing, because you don't want to have a mass exodus of players, which can easily happen.
That grass seems to always be greener. We used to talk about it with just coaches, but now it's the same case with players, and you can say, hey, our situation over here is better than the one you're in. Come in, play right away. Then you get to that new place, and you're in that same spot you were in your previous place. So
you got to be careful.
Yeah, exactly. Jeff Charles here inside the Pirate Radio studios. We will take a break, come back, have more for you here on the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. We'll take a look at South Florida. We'll go down the Orthopedics East injury report, because the Pirates have a lot of guys playing that are banged up right now. So we'll talk about who's in, who's out for East Carolina, and a lot more when we return on the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. Back with you after this.
Well, the secret is out. CD's Grill has the best breakfast in Greenville. Start your day with a made-to-order breakfast Monday through Saturday at CD's Grill. Plus, you can enjoy lunch Monday through Friday. And their lunch specials are always a huge hit. Monday, it's barbecue chicken. Tuesday, pork tenderloin and gravy. Wednesday, chicken and pastry. Thursday, barbecue pork chops. And Friday, it's spaghetti. CD's Grill on Fire Tower Road in Winterville, near Evans Street. Stop by CD's Grill for the best country cooking around.
This is a public notice, only at Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Every single item must be sold at pennies on the dollar, up to 75% off mattresses, furniture, wall to wall, only at Discount Mattress and Furniture. All wood chest, $99. Computer desk, $99. Nightstands, $49. Dinette sets, table and 4 chairs, $199. Chairs, end tables, coffee tables, $20. Hurry, when it's gone, it's gone. Winning is not everything, it's the only thing.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers, and I couldn't do my job without my offensive line keeping me safe. Make sure your employees are safe by using ArcPoint Labs for your medical testing needs. From pre-employment testing to COVID test, ArcPoint Labs is there to serve Eastern North Carolina with accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Schedule an appointment at any of their 6 Eastern North Carolina locations or visiting them online at arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients. Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road across from Plant and Sea, Cuccinellas.com, and on Facebook and Instagram.
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, there is one other college football game that will be taking place tonight. Number 24, Coastal Carolina will host Troy. And coming up tonight, it'll be a Thursday night NFL with the Cardinals hosting the Green Bay Packers. NBA action tonight. The Pistons are on the road to take on the 76ers for a 7 o'clock tip-off. The Wizards will host the Hawks at 7. The Knicks are on the road at the Bulls at 8. Excuse me. And the Jazz are on the road at the Rockets at an 8 o'clock tip-off. And then the Mavericks will host the Spurs at 8:30. And that is a look at your Buck scoreboard, brought to you by the Buck. The place to be this weekend for all the Halloween fun is the Buck. Come get bucked up in your best Halloween costume for the biggest Halloween extravaganza in Greenville. Saturday and Sunday, the Buck will be having a costume contest, live music, and a balloon drop at the end of each night with over $500 worth of cash and prizes. Come in your best costume this weekend to the Buck and check them out on Instagram or Facebook for more information. Now let's head back into the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, well done, Shirley. A little under the weather.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the nasally voice going, it seems these days.
It looks like this weather changing, whatever this is, where it's kind of cool in the morning and warm in the evening.
It gets me every time.
Yeah.
And it got you.
It got me, so trying to power through it.
Soldiering through. Well, you won't have too many scores on the scoreboard. Hurricanes playing tonight as they will try to remain undefeated. They'll host the Bruins. We'll update you on that one later. Got a great NFL game with the
Cardinals undefeated, taking on Aaron Rodgers without a lot of his weapons, and the Packers tonight in Arizona. Hornets winners last night, man.
Hornets!
4-1. Miles Bridges, budding superstar.
His third 30-plus point game already this year. There's only been 5 games played.
Wow. And they are a fourth-quarter team. They have been great in closing time, and great start to the season for the Charlotte Hornets. Jeff Charles joining me inside the Pirate Radio studios, getting ready for a 7:30 kickoff between the Pirates and the South Florida Bulls. Quickly, Jeff, what's going on the Orthopedics East injury report? I remember last week, and we had talked to DJ Ford earlier in the week. He had gotten banged up in Orlando, left that game, was still feeling a little iffy, did give it a go on Saturday night. We also saw Bruce Bivens briefly on the turf in Houston, his hometown, on Saturday night, but I know you talked to him during the week. So we say this every week. We got a lot of guys that are playing, Jeff, that are banged up right now in this lineup.
There's no doubt about that, Clip, and when you get to the 8th game of the season, I think you're going to have that happen. You have guys who are being bandaged up and pasted back together, to play each and every week. And that's the case. DJ Ford has a shoulder. He's going to play tonight, but when you have an injury to a body part and then you take a big hit, guess what? That's not good, and a lot of these guys are playing with injuries, and they're just trying to stay out on the field. And DJ has had his shoulder, and again, he's going to play, but one big shot, and he could be in trouble on that shoulder. Bruce Bivens limped around a little bit in practice this week. I think Bruce is going to play, but he's not going to be 100% either, and the Pirates really need him out there. Zach Bird was out last week. He's got a broken bone in his hand. Now, I noticed that he is on the 2-deep chart again this week, but I don't know how much the big tight end is going to play. And then we've seemingly talked about the right tackle position all year long, which we have, Clip, and Noah Henderson is like on a pitch count, the starting right tackle. They only want to play him about half the number of snaps because he has that tender back, and so they feel like they can get him in there for about 35 plays or so, but they feel like if they would push it to 60 or 70, that back could flare up on him again. And then, of course, Bailey Malovic went out early this year, never played a down of football this season for the Pirates. And then his backup, Rob Vanderland, went down. And Rob was doing a nice job at that right tackle spot, the transfer from the West Coast. He may be back by the end of the year. I know they're hoping that he can come back and play. So you've lost all of those guys at that right tackle spot, and Walter Stribling, a freshman now, is backing up Noah Henderson at right tackle. So those are the injuries that I am aware of. I would imagine that there are some other guys who are playing with some similar injuries that we really don't hear a lot about. But that's just the way it is. It's a tough game, played by tough guys, and they try and tough it out.
That'll be the case tonight under the lights at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Jeff, the Pirates coming off that bye week, we were wondering if we'd see some new faces, some younger guys get some playing time. We saw Tyler Savage in at the beginning of the game at wide receiver, and then I saw a play, Jeff, and didn't recognize the name or the number, and he turned around, and I just saw Wood on the back of his jersey. Julius Wood played at least a little bit last week, safety, a sophomore, and saw him in the lineup. So did you find yourself calling some new names last week, or were those kind of the only two?
Well, those were the only two that I'm aware of, Clip, and I did see him out there, and that was news to me. Oftentimes the coaches will tell me if they're going to get somebody new in. I didn't hear anything about that last week, and so Julius did get a chance to play. But again, just like what you were saying earlier, the games have been so close and they're up for grabs in the fourth quarter. And in the second half, you just can't experiment and get some of these younger guys in. You have to leave your starters in. So they're not able to get any reps or any snaps. And so that's been, again, what's happened this year with the younger players in the program.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't see Wood on the depth chart this week, but who knows? Maybe we'll see some other new faces in the game tonight for East Carolina. And again, at that running back position, Jeff, you mentioned Zach Bird coming back, and the run game was not really there last week with Harris or with Mitchell. You know, how much of an impact is he in that run game. Is that something that maybe he could impact if he's back in the lineup at tight end tonight?
Well, oftentimes they bring him in near the goal line in goal line situations, and they'll bring in Aaron Jarman as well. The young man from Kinston comes in those blocking situations too. But I think the last week it was a couple of things. I think the offensive line could have played better, Clip, and then I think that Houston defensive front was really good. That was one of the best front fours the Pirates have played against this year for sure. And so there just weren't a whole lot of holes there for Keaton Mitchell or for Raji Harris. And they were doing the best they could, but every time you looked up, they had somebody in their grill at the line of scrimmage, and it was tough going. So they know they've got to do a better job up front. They know they need to run the football here tonight, because I can tell you one thing, USF is going to come in here tonight and run the football. They remind me an awful lot of what we were talking about the week of the Appalachian State game. Remember, Clip, that first game of the year, we kept saying Appalachian State runs the football. That's what they do for a living, and they're going to line up, and they're going to try and run the ball right down the Pirates' throats in the opening game of this year. And I think we're looking at the same scenario coming up here tonight with USF. They have all 5 returning starters in the offensive line. In fact, one of those returning starters has been beaten out by a transfer, a young man by the name of DeMontre Jacobs, who is a transfer from Grambling, and he is starting in place of one of the guys who started last year. So it's a very experienced offensive line. And then they have a really good back. And Pirate fans will see this kid tonight. He wears 0. His name is Jaron Mangum, and he is from Detroit. He is from Cass Tech High School in Detroit. And because I spend time in Michigan, I know that's one of the powerhouse schools in the state of Michigan in athletics. And he had a great high school career there. He was a 4-star recruit. He went to Colorado, and he played for the Buffaloes, and he played a lot as a freshman. In fact, he was an all Pac-12 freshman selection. He ran for 441 yards at Colorado, got hurt, came back his next year, was kind of out of the rotation, didn't play much, and just what you and I were talking about, got frustrated, I am sure, and so then he transfers to USF. But he's a big back, Clip. He's 6'2", 221, and he runs with a lot of power. And last week, Temple had a hard time getting him on the ground. He ran for 156 yards on 26 carries against Temple last week. He's run for 416 yards this year. He comes from good stock. His grandfather is the all-time leading rusher at Ferris State, which is in Michigan. His dad played at Bowling Green. And now this kid is a really good player. So you're going to see his hands on the football a lot tonight. And then they've got a couple of guys who are smaller guys who are kind of change-up backs, kind of scat backs, and Kelly Joyner Jr., and he ran for 126 yards last week against Temple. And then Brian Batty is a little guy, 5'8", 165, and he's a burner. So they've got all those backs, and just about every week that the Pirates play against one of these teams, especially in the American, they have 3 running backs that they rotate, and that's the case with USF. And then the quarterback is very mobile. He's run for 217 yards this year. Timmy McClain, we've not talked a lot about him yet, which we will, but he's very mobile as well. So they're going to come in here, and they're going to try and run the football against the Pirates, and we'll see how East Carolina can defend the run. They've done a better job this year, Clip, against the run than they have the pass.
Mangum's numbers, Jeff, almost makes it look like a high school football team where you just let your best player touch the ball and score. He's got 12 touchdowns this year. As a team, they have 16 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. He has 12 rushing touchdowns alone. So these numbers, we were kind of half joking earlier in the week. If you look at their stats, Jeff, you might think they're a triple option team because they average more rushing yards than they do passing yards. And again, just 2 passing touchdowns all year. So when you talk about establishing the run, that's exactly what South Florida is going to do tonight, especially if we get into a weather game, Jeff.
Yeah, good point.
Football.
Very good point, Clip. And when you look at the box score, you would say they were playing against a wishbone team because last week it was incredible. They had the ball almost 45 minutes against Temple. Why didn't Temple score? Well, it's because they didn't have the ball.
Yeah.
They only had the ball for right at 15 minutes the entire game last week.
That's nuts.
That is really crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I'm sure it's happened, and it's probably happened at Navy, Air Force, or Army, where they've controlled the ball for 45 minutes, but a conventional type of offense, I don't know if I've ever seen it before, but USF got that ground game going last week, and that's what they do. They run the football, and the Pirates are going to have to be tough in the trenches tonight.
Well, Chandler, what does Rick Smith say? You got to run the football
to win. But what else do you have to do?
You got to stop the run.
And that's why they're not winning many games, Jeff, because they're giving up 200 yards a game on the ground. So as good as they run the ball, Jeff, opposing teams can also run the football on South Florida. That might mean big things for Harrison Mitchell tonight.
Well, let's hope so. The front four or front three usually in their defense really doesn't have, I would say, a standout player. They've got a couple of transfers who start. One of them's from Wofford, and another guy is from Northwest Missouri State, which are FCS programs, and those two guys start. Now, the strength is in the linebacking positions. Dwayne Boyles at one of the linebacker spots. He's an all-conference player, and Antonio Greer Jr. is an all-conference player. And then what they did in the secondary clip is they went out and got a bunch of transfers and plugged them in. They've got transfers in the secondary from Rutgers, from Miami, from Delaware State, and Auburn, all playing in the secondary for USF. They felt like they really needed help there, and so they went out, and Jeff Scott, the head coach, and got some reinforcements, and they feel like they're better in the secondary than they were last year. But I like the matchup up front with the Pirates' offensive line against their defensive front. I think East Carolina can get some things done this week up there, which they couldn't do a whole lot last week against Houston. So we'll see how that matchup plays out.
And we hear it all the time, Jeff. If East Carolina is able to run the ball tonight, people will say, well, where was that last week? Well, it's all about matchups, right?
It is. It's all about matchups.
The guys on the other team have different strengths and weaknesses, and this South Florida team has struggled to stop the run, and hopefully that can open up things in the passing game as well as this. It's kind of surprising, Jeff, when they brought in, went from Willie Taggart to Charlie Strong. I didn't see them taking a nosedive like this, but apparently things went south pretty quick there with Charlie Strong, and now Jeff Scott trying to clean that up right now.
Yeah, Jeff Scott's a young coach. He's only 40 years old, Clip, and he just has that experience at Clemson. He was at Presbyterian for, I think, just a year or two, and that went with Dabo Sweeney at Clemson, and he was there with him 12 or 13 years, but he's still a young coach. Great for him. He's getting a good opportunity to be a head coach at this level in a program that has a lot going for them. So good for him. But I think he's probably still also trying to feel his way through just a little bit in his first head job as a young coach. One thing we haven't mentioned about USF, Clip, is their special teams, and they're good. The kicker's really good. The kicker's not missed this year. He's 9 of 9 on field goal attempts, and he's been really good. He has a 52-yard field goal. He's also from 40 to 49. He's 3 of 3. So he's been money this year for them. Their punter's not been quite as good. He's averaging right at 40. And every single team, I think, I've not researched this, but it seems like every single team in this league has a punter from Australia. And this is another guy, and he's like Luke Larson of the Pirates. This guy's 27 years old.
Okay.
He worked in a warehouse. He's 27 years old, decided to try and start kicking a football, and here he is now at USF. He's a big kid, too. He's 6'5", 230 pounds, and he's averaging just about 40 yards per boot. So the kicker is good. The punter's been okay. And then you got to be careful again, just like last week with Marcus Jones at Houston. We kept saying before the game, Cliff, don't kick it to him, especially on punts, and then on kickoffs. Well, then guess what happens? He goes for 98 yards, and those are backbreakers oftentimes when those happen. And they've got guys who can do that at USF. Brian Batty has taken one back 100 yards on a kickoff return, and the punt return guy's really good. Xavier Weaver, he's averaging 14.7 yards per punt return, which is one of the best punt return averages in the nation. So Pirate special team's going to have to be careful tonight because they've got guys who can be game breakers and home run hitters, kind of like we saw last week at Houston.
Yeah, Houston had that missed field goal, but the last week seemed like the first time that maybe our special teams were beaten by another team. I know Chandler pointed out during the game several times. In the second half, our defense kept making stops, but their punter did a good job of keeping ECU out of striking distance, and, of course, that backbreaker of a kick return. What a momentum shift that is. I believe that came after the Ehlers to Hatfield big pass play for a touchdown, Jeff, and you're feeling good. You got the lead, and just like that, boom, Houston regains the lead, and that could shift the whole game, and arguably it did last week.
And, that's happened a lot this year to the Pirates. They've given up big plays at inopportune times, Clip, when, like you say, they have gotten the lead, and they've been playing well, and then all of a sudden a big play occurs for the opposition, kind of gets you behind the eight ball again. That's what happened last week. That's another thing that, as a program continues to develop and the culture continues to change, we hear coaches oftentimes talking about, the good teams play off each other. The offense plays off the defense plays off the offense. And right now, that has been sadly lacking a lot of times with this Pirate football team. So they're working to correct that, too, and we'll see if they can do that tonight.
All right, we got one more segment with the voice, Jeff Charles, and he'll head off to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Going to be some traffic, Jeff, so we'll let you get over there after this segment. Tailgate lots are open. We'll have a tailgate check-in later on in the show with Troy D. And Shirley, as we go to break, we got more tickets to give away?
Yes, I have 4 tickets and a parking pass to give
Whoa,
away.
all right.
So if you're the first caller in and can get to the studio before kickoff, then I've got 4 tickets and a parking pass for you.
4 tickets, a parking pass, 317-1250. First person to call in right now, 317-1250, will win those. You got to come by the studio to pick them up before the game. All right, 317-1250, call in now. We'll wrap up hour 1 of the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate after this.
Hey Pirates, this is Holt Nailers. A big part of my success on the field is what I eat at home. To keep my body filled up, I order meals off a Clean Eats meal plan. I choose the meals I want from 6 different meals offered each week, and I pick them up on Sunday or Monday at the cafe on Red Banks Road. Each meal is packed with the perfect mix of healthy proteins, carbs, and veggies to keep my engine running at full speed. Go to cleaneats.com, click on meal plans, or stop by the cafe and get all the info. Clean Eats and the Pirates, a winning combination.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Gloria, what is cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy is when your body is exposed to extremely cold but therapeutic temperatures for several minutes. It has many benefits, including decreased pain, decreased inflammation, increased energy, and improved overall wellness. That's why at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we offer a wide variety of services, including cryotherapy. So whether you're an athlete or whether you just want to give your health a boost, cryotherapy will help to ensure that you're feeling great and living well. So come chill with us and you'll be back for more.
Have you been waiting to try CBD? ENS Hemp on Fire Tower Road in Greenville is the area leader in CBD. We want to educate you on how our products work with your endocannabinoid system. These products are all natural and non-addictive. ENS offers a variety of products to meet your needs. Tinctures, edibles, topicals, and even smokable items. Customer feedback indicates relief from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. ENS Hemp is located on Fire Tower Road. Also, check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Hello, this is Michael McGraw from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. We offer a variety of services including arthroscopic surgery, sports medicine, carpal tunnel and general orthopedics, fracture care, total joint replacement, physical therapy, and on-site MRIs. For experienced professional medical care, visit our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville and online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East providing services to ECU and Pitt County Athletics for over 35 years. Go Pirates!
Christie's Europub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink this fall. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have brunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint at Christie's Europub today. For the latest information, check them out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram or visit them online at christieseuropub.com.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Watch all of Pirate Radio's local programming on YouTube Live. Go to YouTube and search for Pirate Radio TV and subscribe. Watch Pirate Radio Live Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. in the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate and the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter on game days. Go to YouTube, search Pirate Radio TV, and click on the subscribe button. Now let's head back into the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All righty, back with you, hour one of the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. Tom McClellan with a great stat to consider on the UBE stat sheet earlier this week. Jeff Charles, he said,
to consider.
The Pirates all-time 9-3. Excuse me. When they go black helmets, black jerseys, black pants, 9-3. When they go black helmet, purple jersey, black pants, 3-1. They are 1-0 all time. Black helmets, white jerseys, white pants. And then when they go black, white, black, they are 4-4. They'll be going all black tonight, voice 9-3 record. So there's one. If you got some filler time tonight, you can throw out there.
Well, I know Tom would be the guy that would track all of that because he does a great job with the stats at ECU, and Tom has been doing that for a number of years here, and he's continued to do a terrific job. We're really happy and fortunate to have him as the guy who's the top guy with the football program. So that he dug that up does not surprise me.
Absolutely. And by the way, while we're on the subject, Jody Jones has been with East Carolina for years and years. And
21.
Wow, that is years and years. Did not realize it's that long. Been the number one for ECU basketball for a long, long time, Jeff. He is moving on to a different school to the west of here. But Jody is he's a great guy. He's been on the show, but also he is a trivia regular, sports trivia at A.J. McMurphy's, and went out a winner last night in his final regular appearance. His team won last night, and he'll be heading west, Jeff. But, man, he's done a great job, great guy, and glad we still got Tom and Malcolm around. We're losing them, Jeff, but
we are.
Jody Jones is heading off.
Yeah, going to really miss Jody. I've been traveling with him for basketball for 21 years now. He has been here. Wow. He's going to North Carolina, and he got a good job in the Sports Information Media Relations Department at UNC. He's going to be covering baseball. He's going to be the top baseball guy for the Tar Heels, and he's also going to cover women's lacrosse, which is a big sport in Chapel Hill. So congratulations to Jody. He deserves it. He and his wife and his two daughters will be heading out to Chapel Hill. In fact, he's going to start his new job next week.
I believe he said Monday.
Yeah, so he's going to be at the game tonight helping Tom and Malcolm in the press box, and then he's headed out next Monday. But, Clip, I'm losing all of my compatriots here because Jody, we've traveled with for 21 years in basketball, and Cy Seymour has been my partner in crime on the basketball radio network for 23 years. And Cy has decided to give up the radio network. He's still going to be involved in the program doing the ESPN Plus home games. But it's going to be a little bit different for yours truly because we've kind of been the three musketeers here the last 21 years traveling together. And my goodness, we do a lot of traveling in basketball. And so we're going to have some new folks involved.
There's one constant, and it's the voice. Jeff Charles still doing it after all these years. Still
doing it somehow, some way.
That is a good thing. Jeff, I missed it when you said it earlier. Robert says that the voice said USF has never lost in Greenville. And that is a stat that I do not like, and that is absolute fact. As the Pirates, 0-3, Jeff?
0-5.
0-5 here.
A stat to consider, right?
Yeah. So that's one you want to see changed coming up. And also forgot the first meeting between these two was the Skip Holt's first bowl game here at ECU in that Birmingham Bowl. So Pirates were able to knock off South Florida last year. It's the first time they had beaten them since 2014, but still yet to get them here in Greenville.
Yeah, I think that would surprise a lot of folks. 0-5. USF has come into Greenville 5 times, and they've left with 5 victories. And they have dominated this series, Clip. They are 9-2 against ECU in the all-time series. So this has been a very difficult one for the Pirates. But again, they played well in Tampa last year, and they caught USF at a good time because they were in the first year of a total rebuild with a new coach. And they are better this year. And talking with the ECU coaches, they all tell me that USF has made strides. This is a better football team than the one that the Pirates played last year and beat in Tampa. So East Carolina is going to have to play well. And this league is just such a league, Clip, that you've got to be ready every week. Every game's a dogfight. I mean, every time the Pirates line up, you can lose games or you can win some of them now, but there's not an easy game, and USF's going to be a tough game tonight. Temple, everybody will say, well, they're not very good this year, but again, you look at the history of the series between ECU and Temple, and Temple leads in the all-time series against East Carolina as well. They've played 18 times, and Temple's won 10 of the 18 games in the series, and of late, Temple has had the better of it until last year, and the Pirates were able to get them last season. So every time you line up, it's tough. I think a lot of times people go week to week, and they'll say, well, Navy played horrible. They're horrible this year, the previous week, and then all of a sudden the next week they play better. And you think, well, you know what the history is like between ECU and Navy. That's going to be a tough game going up there and playing Navy in Annapolis here in a few weeks. So every game's a dogfight, just like I talked with the defensive coordinator at ECU, Blake Harrell. And my goodness, I'm always joking with Blake or whomever is the defensive coordinator here. And I always say, you guys have the toughest gigs of anybody around, being a DC in this league with so many skilled guys, so many high-powered offenses. It's just so hard. I don't care who you are or what team you're with to stop the opposition week to week.
And look, East Carolina has had 2 straight on the road where they were underdogs, big dogs last week. That game went into overtime. The previous game, last-minute touchdown by UCF. So if you look up at the fourth quarter tonight and ECU's up by 3 or down by 3, and you say, well, we're 10-point favorites. What are we doing? Well, think about the previous 2 games. Think about every game this season. They have all come down to the wire, Jeff. So it wouldn't shock me to see another one. I do think East Carolina wins this game at home tonight, Jeff. And I also think the offense will we're kind of talking about it earlier. If your defense is giving up under 30 points, you think you're going to win more games than you lose in 2021 in college football. I think the Pirates crack 30 tonight offensively and put some points on the board, weather permitting. We'll see what happens with that junk, but I think the Pirates do find some offense tonight, Jeff.
I do, too. I think the offense will play better this week than they did last week. I know one thing, Clip, you brought it up. I don't want to be sitting in that stadium at 10 o'clock tonight watching lightning in the sky because we saw enough of that last week. We were on the air 3 hours and 37 minutes with our pregame show. And then what we did with the network, we replayed the second half of the Marshall game, which was the great comeback the Pirates had this year. And that led us right back into the kickoff of the game. But it was a 5-hour and 20-minute weather delay. We were on the air 3 hours and 37 minutes. I think we were in the press box about 13 hours because David Horn and yours truly, we get to the stadium 4 hours before kickoff. And so you add that 4 hours on to what else we went through, and then the game was long, and then it's back here. Usually you can pick up 20 minutes or so on the flight back going back east than you can going out west. So it was 2 hours and 45 minutes going to Houston, and it was about 2:20 coming back the other night. But again, did not land in Greenville at the airport here until 5:40 a.m., and then it takes a while to get your bags. And so, again, it was 6:35 a.m. I know when I walked in my house. And wow. You have to understand the guys, too. They have to get back, get to their apartments. So the buses are out there, and they take them back to the stadium, and they have their cars there or whatever, and then they are on their way to their homes. And
didn't you say the coaches just went right back to work?
They did. They went right back to work.
That's crazy.
They went right back to work. You're exactly right, Clip. And Mike Houston was talking about that today when I saw him. And they just, it's time to go to work. This is a normal Sunday for us, and that's the way coaches operate. That's kind of their mindset.
Jeff, what's your secret for not losing your mind?
Well, I've already lost my mind, as a matter of fact, Clip. That happened many years ago.
Okay, all right, there you go. Now you're just playing the string here, and you're faking it well.
Autopilot.
You're faking it very well, boys. Jeff, always great to chat with you. Have a great call tonight, and how about get a nap in this weekend?
I'm going to try to. I hope that we can get this one in tonight. The Pirates can get a win. We can paint this one purple, and then everybody can coast a little bit this weekend, catch your breath, and then get ready for Temple, which, by the way, as you probably announced on your show, Clip, this is the good news of the day, too, that Temple game will be at 3 o'clock a week from Saturday at home in Greenville. So Pirate fans love mid-afternoon games. We do, too. 3 o'clock's a great time. So get through this one, get a win, and then everybody can get out there and tailgate on a Saturday and have a 3 o'clock kickoff next Saturday.
Great time for a Pirate kickoff, and got one coming up tonight, 7:30 at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Voice, thank you so much. Really enjoyed it as always. We will take a timeout, come back, hour 2 on tap. When we return, we'll talk to my co-host on the U.S. Sailor 5th Quarter Call-In Show. Hopefully he'll be here tonight. It got too late for him last week, but I think Billy Weaver will be here with us this evening. We'll talk to Weave when we return after this. Doesn't an amazing date night with amazing food sound great? Mark your calendars and make reservations today for Familia's wine tasting and small plates on Monday, November 15th. Tickets are only $40 and includes a special 5-course meal with wine pairings. Register now at familianc.com or call 689-6330. Kick back, eat, and enjoy yourself with a special date night at Familia on Monday, November 15th. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College.
Blue 42! Blue 42! Unlike football, life doesn't take a timeout, and anything can happen at any time. Unfortunately, anything isn't always a good thing. You need auto and life coverage, and agents. There for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You need North Carolina Farm Bureau insurance. Timeout? Not even in our vocabulary.
Pirate fans, call Carlton Venters or Brandon Manning at 756-3007.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Ahoy, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express. We're here to serve our pirate community by offering easy payments for easy ownership. For you landlubbers, R&R will install a new set of tires for just $20. $50 installs new custom wheels and tires. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in vehicle wraps, paint protection film, and more. They can even do building signs for your business. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
Pirate Nation, the newest sports bar is Quarters Bar and Grill, offering gourmet burgers, hot dogs, and wings with unique flavors Greenville has never seen. Pirates like to drink too. Quarters Bar and Grill offers a selection of 10 beers on tap and over 50 different craft beers. Come check us out at Quarters Bar and Grill, open Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 11, located at the shopping center next to Krispy Kreme. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram and be on the lookout for Quarters Cash hidden around downtown Greenville. Quarters Bar and Grill, the plunder never tasted so good.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or Spotify. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back in to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you on the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. It's 4:30 on a Thursday. I'd normally be doing the Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live, but we got a Thursday night football game, night of the Boneyard. Wear your black when you're out at Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium, and boy, this is a big one because the Pirates need to win this if they want to get to that number 6 and get to a bowl game for the first time since 2014. It has indeed been a while. Let's talk to Billy Weaver, my co-host, when it's not too late on the U.S. Sailor Fifth Quarter Call-In Show. Weave, you've been catching some stray bullets this week from listeners, and maybe I've egged it on a little bit, but all in good fun. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, but you got to remember, I'm old, man. I'm much older than you are, and
oh, come on.
Those 5.5 hour delays, and then getting up early. I had a good excuse.
Yeah, you did. You had something to do early Sunday morning, and you gave us fair notice, so it was no big. It's just fun to pick on something, and you became the target for a little while. So that's all.
Oh yeah, and that's fine. But you know what? Let me just give a piece of advice out there, though. Family always comes first, and especially in my book. So if I don't mind working a long time and long hours. Heck, I do that a lot. But you know what? We always got to put our family first, and that's what's most important in this life. So just remember that when you call in the post-game show, win, lose, or draw tonight. It could, hey, it's just a game. As long as you got your family healthy and happy, that's the most important thing.
Billy, have you heard about your new nickname that you got after last week?
Oh no! So it's not Rooster Neck anymore, huh?
Nah, it's not Rooster Neck. We still believe in all that, but Mike P called you this during the week, and now Robert and Steve and Matt are all asking about it. Is Billy Lever showing up tonight? Because you were here at the studio last Saturday, but you then left, and Billy Lever is your new name.
That's good. That's good. I like that. Very creative.
It was a late one, and boy, it was frustrating as the Pirates had another opportunity to get a marquee signature win in this 2021 season. We had it against South Carolina, had it down in Orlando, and boy, you can put this one in the same category. Another loss that, man, could have been a win against the Houston Cougars. So Pirates got to bounce back from that, and they got to bounce back very quick, with this being a short week.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing about this whole thing is the short week of it, because, when you go through a 5.5 hour delay, you know what? I got to give kudos to the players and coaches and stuff, because this is a team, and I'm not making excuses, and I'm not, there are no moral victories. Let's just get that out of the way right off the top. There are no moral victories. Coaches don't want to think that way. Players don't, and fans shouldn't. With that being said, this is the football program over the last few years that after a 5.5 hour lightning delay at Houston on the road, nobody in the stands, 2 touchdown underdog or something like that, would have gone down there and just fallen apart. This team didn't do that. They were in this game. They forced overtime. They had a chance to win it. So there's a few ways that you can look at this. And, of course, there's a few ways you can look at the entire season as well. Because you can argue that East Carolina is 3 plays away from being 6-1. You make a play, one more extra play in 3 of those games that you lost that you could have won in. And this is a whole different season we're talking about. But the good thing is the Pirates are close. Now, with that being said, they got to figure out how to win games. They got to figure out how to win those close games. They've got to be confident in winning those close games, and they've got to beat teams that they're supposed to beat, be it Charleston Southern, which they did, but not the way people thought they would, or South Carolina, which I think they should have won that game and probably were the better team in that game. And that goes for tonight against South Florida. On paper, East Carolina is a better team. They're a 10-point favorite. They should win tonight's game. So tonight's game will go a long way in telling us what type of team we've got for the rest of the season.
All right, let's start with the offense. Billy, this South Florida's defense is not... They're not Houston's defense, I can tell you that, and they're not UCF's defense either. They are giving up a lot of yards on the ground, so should be a bounce back week for Keaton Mitchell, Rajay Harris, and the Pirates' run game. I think the Pirates will be able to throw the football as well tonight, and all this is kind of weather permitting at this point because we don't know how much rain there will be, what the field conditions will be like, but I think the Pirates will be able to get some yards and some points tonight on offense. How about you?
Yeah, they should be able to. Holton Ahlers is going to have to play well. I mean, the roller coaster has to stop, and that starts with him. It starts with your quarterback. Everything starts with your quarterback, and if your quarterback comes out and is playing confident and playing well, the whole offense is going to play well. They've also got to secure the football. I mean, ECU put the ball on the ground 5 times against Houston. They lost 3 of those fumbles. The good news is that Holton didn't throw any interceptions, so there were no interceptions in that game. But still, when you turn the ball over, and some of the key times and positions on the field where they turn the ball over, so East Carolina's got to make sure. They're good offensively. They can get it done against one of the worst defenses in not only the American Athletic Conference, but one of the worst defenses. I think USF is like 120th or 21st or somewhere like that in total defense in the country. So, this offense for East Carolina tonight's got to make them pay. And you kind of touched on it weather-wise a little bit. Unless we see just a downpour and all that, I don't think the Pirates will stray away from their offensive game plan, and they'll still throw the football around. This day and age in college football and in the pros and things like that, and at this level, the officials and guys on the sidelines keep those footballs pretty dry and well enough to be able to throw. So I wouldn't expect them to really run more or kind of change the dynamic of the offense unless it's just a downpour and a deluge there, which I'm going to be in the stands tonight, so I'm hoping against that. We might see a little bit of rain, but I don't think it's going to affect the ECU's offense at all.
Defensively, Billy, the guys were flying around last week. I brought up the Skip Holtz era defenses, the way they were getting to the quarterback, continuing to force turnovers, and just absolutely shutting down Houston in the second half of that football game last week. Tonight, they're going to face a running attack. South Florida wants to run the football, inexperienced quarterback. They do most, if not all, of their damage running the ball. So going to be a bit of a different look here that ECU's defense will see, where this team's going to come in and run, and then maybe try to hit you over the top. They're not a triple option offense, but they sure do operate like one, Weave.
Yeah, and they're kind of like East Carolina, where they've got 2 very talented backs as well. Both of them are juniors, Jaron Mangum and Kelly Joyner. Those guys had a really great outing against Temple, and they racked up over 400 yards of rushing against Temple. I understand it is Temple, and they're not the best team in the world, but still, that's pretty impressive on the ground. And Mangum, I think, had 416 yards of total rushing this season, but he had 152 just in that game, and over 100 yards for Joyner as well. So they're going to want to establish the run. The good thing is, like you said, the ECU defense has been playing extremely well as of late, and you got to remember they gave up over 500 yards of total offense to Charleston Southern. Like I said, it was a win. It wasn't one that the Pirate Nation was particularly proud of because they thought they should have won that game by a lot more, and rightfully so. But since giving up that big number against Charleston Southern, ECU's defense has had 3 strong performances against Tulane, UCF, and, of course, last week against Houston. And ECU's defense had 5 sacks against Houston and held the Cougars to just 256 yards. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive. So the defense is really doing their job tonight. But it's going to be fun to see how this USF offense, as far as the run game goes up against that ECU defense, because ECU's defense has been very good against the run.
Billy Weaver joining us. We've, as we let you go, I'm not a car guy. I'm assuming this is a car-related question. Steve on Facebook Live says, ask B Weave if he can sell me that Hellcat.
Oh yeah, we got two Hellcats out here. Got a red one and a blue one. I got a Challenger Hellcat and a Charger Hellcat.
Okay.
Those are around 700 horsepower. It's pretty cool. They've got two different keys for those. They have a black key, which is a Clip Brock key, and then they have a red key, which is a Billy Weaver key. So the black key limits it to 500 horsepower, while the red key will knock it up to 700 horsepower. Let you get your foot into the gas a little bit. So for the Clip Brocks of the world that don't know a whole lot about cars and might get in trouble with 700 horsepower, we got an extra key. It's kind of like when you let the kid go out and take the car. Like, I wouldn't let my teenager drive a Hellcat, but I mean, there are teenagers out there that are definitely responsible enough to take the old man's Hellcat out, but you give him the black key, not the red one.
So this is like a restrictor plate, whatever like they say in racing or something?
There you go. They're proud of you. That's what NASCAR is. Yeah, it's like a restrictor plate.
All right, I understand. There you go. Check out Weave at Brown and Wood. Check him out later tonight on the U.S. Sailor 5th Quarter Call-In Show. We'll see you after the game, Weave.
All right, man. We'll hopefully be dry and talking about a victory.
Yes, sir. There is Billy Weaver joining us on the Fix NC Live line. We will continue to roll on with hour number 2 of the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. We'll talk about East Carolina and USF from a gambling perspective, look at the other action tonight and this weekend with Jeff Nadeau. When we return, Stephen Igo said to join us in the Pirate Radio studios at 5 o'clock. Still a ton more to get to on the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. We roll on after this.
Why do I run? Is it because I'm driven? Because I love the challenge? God, no. I do it for the beer. If you're the kind of runner who does it for the beer, this summer you can get one on us with the Michelob Ultra Beer Run. Grab your run buddies and get out there, because this summer there's beer at the finish line. Sign up at ultrabeerrun.com and trade your miles for beer.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Hey Pirate fans, your one-stop shop for all your tailgate essentials is Shimmer Boutique. Need some purple and gold to wear? Shimmer has a great selection of clothing for men, women, and children. Need some shoes? Shimmer has the best selection of Hey Dudes around. Need a cooler for tailgating? Shimmer has you covered with a huge selection of Yeti and outdoor accessories. Shimmer, just 1 minute from the stadium on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks and in Winterville and Jacksonville. Find us online at shimmerboutiqueonline.com. Go Pirates!
Tommy's Express Car Wash is the car wash Greenville is talking about. At the corner of Red Banks Road and Greenville Boulevard, this state-of-the-art wash will keep your car looking great. And now Tommy's has just launched its new 2.0 Tommy's Express app. And anyone who downloads the app now will receive 30 free days of washing with their top-of-the-line wash, the Works Wash. Download the Tommy's Express app now by going to your app store or visit them on location, open 7 days a week at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road.
I'm on site at the Gavigan Agency, and you guys have been taking care of my home and auto insurance for years, but I've been noticing that's not all you do.
First and foremost, Brian, thank you for trusting us to help you and your family with your insurance needs. And you're exactly right. We offer a full host of insurance products to help protect our customers' personal and business insurance needs. Let me introduce you to Nathan Brannon, our commercial insurance specialist, and he can tell you about some of the other products we offer.
Great to talk with you, Brian. As John mentioned, I specialize in offering general liability
liability, commercial property, business auto, and workers' compensation insurance to independent contractors, small business owners, and larger commercial customers throughout Eastern North Carolina. As a graduate of East Carolina University, I am passionate about taking care of my fellow pirates.
Wow, sounds like the Gavigan Agency can provide you just about any coverage a business owner might need. So give the Gavigan Agency a call today for any of your personal or business insurance needs and let them show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at PR927FM, and you can follow us on Twitter at FreePR927FM. Join the over 50,000 followers today. Now let's head back into the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, Thursday night football at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. What comes to mind when you hear that collection of words put in that sequence? I go back to Gerard v. Vick years and years ago that did not go the Pirates' way. Also one I was talking to with Jeff off the air about. Hate to bring it up now, but the delay we had against UTEP, where there was some bad storms on a Thursday night, and we were in the mobile home press box at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, and it was
double wide in the sky,
kind of blowing a little bit and got a little scary.
I remember the Thursday night against Tyrod Taylor in Virginia Tech in 2009. It was the debut of the State of Mind logo in the middle of the field. Dakota Marshall got hurt in that game.
There was a third. We've played Tech. Have we done that? What was where Ryan Williams? I was a big Ryan Williams fan.
Ryan Williams was on.
Was that game?
He was a Hokie that year, I believe.
I was a big fan of his, and unfortunately got injured in his first preseason game and just never did anything in the NFL. But I remember he had a good game that night. I got another Thursday nighter tonight, 7:30. Let's talk about it and more from a gambling perspective with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau, who joins us here on the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. Big man, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, Clip. Just getting ready for another week of football. I'm training hard. Just, another day, another dollar.
Getting ready for Rough and Rowdy coming up December. As it'll be Jeff Nadeau taking on Jersey Jerry, and haven't discussed it a lot on the program, Jeff, but we talk about it quite a bit behind the scenes. We saw the poster, the image that came out this week on the official Rough and Rowdy Twitter site. So we're getting ready for it, man. And as we said earlier, we're in Nadeau's corner, Team Nadeau. So looking forward to that, man.
Thank you, Clip. Yeah, I know you guys are rooting me in. Yeah, it's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a fun build-up. I know I'm working hard. We're in there every 3-4 days a week. I'm training every day myself. So, yeah, it's it's exciting. It's something that I'm glad I'm doing. It's teaching me discipline and more discipline than I needed, that I didn't have, and it's an enjoyable thing. So I'm happy I'm doing it.
Good deal. Well, Jeff, let's get some winners here for tonight and this weekend. We'll start with East Carolina and South Florida. And, Jeff, the line has hovered around 10. I see it right now at 9.5. Pirates are a favorite tonight as they take on the Bulls, who had not had an FBS win until last Saturday when they knocked off Temple. So they're coming in feeling good about themselves. Total sitting at 56. We talked about it earlier in the week, and you kind of looked at it two different ways. You said tough to take East Carolina laying that many points to any team, but you also said ECU would have no issue moving the football and scoring points tonight. So is it a team total situation? I mean, is it a ignore altogether for you? What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I think it's a tough game. Ultimately, when you look at the numbers, I mean, under money has come in pretty hard. A lot of sharp money on the under. Saw a little buyback today with the public money and moving the number up. I mean, there's obviously a lot of people that are going to come in and bet this game the day of. But I don't know. I mean, South Florida's playing, I think, their best football right now. They've, been really good over the last couple of games. Really good against BYU. Played well against against Tulsa, and then obviously won last week against Temple. So there are a few things that South Florida do well and few that they don't do well, more of which they don't do well. They're not a good defense. As I've said, you should be able to run all over this team. They're giving up 6 yards a carry, which is one of the worst in the country. I guess the question is, do you really think that South Florida can get into the 20s? I'm willing to think they can. I feel like they maybe a lot of garbage time here. Their quarterback's not terrible. And as I said, I think they can run the football. This is not a great ECU run defense. So a slight lean to the over, but I don't think this college card's great tonight. Like I said, slight lean to the over. And gun in my head, I'd lean East Carolina. I'm not in love with laying double digits with them, though.
The other game, Troy versus Coastal last week, Jeff, you and I both, we liked the spot that Appalachian State was in to get Coastal to come to their house. App State coming off a loss, knocked off Coastal. Now Coastal coming off a loss. Do they, put it on Troy tonight, 17, the spread in that one with a total at 50. We're going to have some weather here in Greenville. Looks like some weather down in the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area as well. So maybe that's why that total has dipped. Any thoughts on that matchup?
Yeah, it's hard because, we feel good Coastal Carolina, obviously off the loss that you mentioned, kind of takes away any undefeated season, definitely takes away any undefeated season and, any high-end bowl game. But then you also look at it and say, well, generally when Coastal Carolina plays, they blow teams out. So, I don't know, 50 seems low, especially for a team that can put points on the board like Coastal can. Troy actually has a pretty good quarterback, so I'll lean over in both games, but, when you get totals in the 50s, sometimes it's like 27-24, and it's going to be close. I don't like either game much here. It's kind of just a pass. I'll look forward to Saturday.
Jeff, let's look at the NFL game tonight. Packers have their issues at wide receiver. No Devontae Adams, no Alan Lazard, and it looks like Marquez Valdez-Scantling not going to play for Green Bay either. So they got, Rodgers' old friend Randall Cobb, Robert Tonyan, the tight end, and a couple other pieces there. Did the line make an overreaction to these issues, or is it where it needs to be? This was lower earlier in the week. Now it's around 6.5. The Cardinals undefeated favorite tonight, total at 50.5. How about this NFL game tonight?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I would probably put Devontae Adams. I think he's probably the most important receiver to his team in the NFL. I mean, the drop-off between him and everyone else on that team is pretty vast. I think he's worth 1.5, 2 points probably. So, when you look at, there are a couple teams, Washington maybe, the 49ers. There are certain teams where, you lose that number one option and it just decreases significantly. You also mentioned they don't have Valdez-Scantling either. It's a rough thing to look at, and that's obviously the move. And look, if I'm getting 7 here, I'd actually probably look towards the Packers. Look, if you're betting Arizona at 6.5, I think you need to find a new hobby. You're getting the worst number. You're playing the worst number. This is where, if you liked Arizona, you should have bet it early in the week. You shouldn't have been sitting around waiting and then betting the worst number. It wouldn't surprise me if this falls, 27-23, 28-24. I think the Packers at the end of the day, Clip, have a good defense, and they have Aaron Rodgers. The Cardinals continue to be overvalued. This is a standalone game. I think the whole world will be on Arizona. You'll find a lot of people still betting 6.5 tonight. It's a bad number. I'm always going to take the dog in this situation, and I'm a dog where I'm getting Aaron Rodgers. Again, you don't have Devontae, but you still have Tonyan, you still have Cobb, you still have a good run game. So I don't hate the spot. If I was going to play a game, it would be Green Bay, but I would look to try to get a full 7 here.
Jeff Nadeau joining us. Jeff, Carolina Hurricanes undefeated. Just wanted to throw that out there if you want a team to back in the NHL. Also, some NBA action going on tonight. I know you won't dive into to NBA really until... I will say, Clip, I've not been one to give it out just because I really am selective with it, but last night I actually came in and bet the Heat and it was the Nets under the total came in. And Clip, how about this? Let me tell you something about a prop right now that I've been betting and it's been coming in. I bet it the last 3 nights, last 3 games, and it's come in. Evan Mobley over at Cleveland for the Cavs, the rookie. Yeah.
His rebound props are like continuing every night to be 7.5. He's hit it 3 straight games. Until they make an adjustment on that prop, I'm going to keep betting it. Kind of reminds me of the Seth Curry prop I was betting last year with his points towards the end of the season. Evan Mobley, a prop to keep an eye on in the rebounding metric.
All right, nice tidbit there. Anything, have you looked at it tonight at all, Jeff? The slate, the props, anything?
I haven't. I think... look, I'll keep saying, I mean, the Sixers have issues, man. They don't have a point guard. I don't think they have a point guard in this roster, quite frankly. People will get excited because Shake Milton's not a point guard. They, for whatever reason, are an NBA team that doesn't have a point guard. It's very odd. I don't get it. The Pistons are not a good basketball team. They haven't really played. I think they were a team that would be obviously better this season. But they haven't played in a couple of days. They've been off. I'd have to imagine we get a pretty decent effort out of Lloyd Pierce's team tonight. Or who's the coach of that? Dwayne Casey, I think. I think we get a pretty decent effort out of them. Maybe take a shot with double digits on the Pistons. It seems like without a point guard, the Sixers' offense is just bogged down. We saw it Friday night. We saw it last night or whatever they played last. But I haven't looked too deep. I'm kind of someone that looks at numbers and kind of an hour before the game.
All right, Jeff, before we let you go, can you give us a game Saturday you're looking at and also one NFL game? Let's start with college. Anything you're interested in?
Yeah, I'm going to go to, I believe it is the last game on the card, or one of the last games on the card, San Diego State and Fresno State. I'm all over Fresno here. I'll take the point or just lay the money line at -105, whatever's the lower juice. I think Fresno's a better team. I know San Diego State's undefeated, but this team's played absolutely nobody. The only team they played with any sort of moxie is Utah, and they gave up 30-plus points. They have not seen a quarterback like Jake Haener. And the one tonic to stopping San Diego State, if you can shut down the run a little bit, their quarterback's one of the worst in the country. He's truly a game manager. He doesn't want to throw the ball. If I'm Fresno, I'm stacking the box and making the quarterback for San Diego State beat me. I don't know if he's capable of doing it. This is a Fresno team giving up about 3.5 yards a carry. I'll take Jake Haener and that battle-tested Fresno team all day. I like Fresno on Saturday.
I love the late night 10:37 kickoff Saturday night, Jeff. I like it.
So do I. One of my let me just throw this out there as well. One of the biggest bets I've ever hit, it was very early in my career, it was a late game. It was the old, if you remember, Sean Mannion used to be at Oregon State. They had Brandon Cooks. I remember they played a first-year Jared Goff, I believe, and he was at Cal. They had a terrible defense. Sonny Dykes was the coach, and it's one of the biggest bets I've ever hit. And I remember sitting on my couch. I was like 22. I bet way too much money on it.
What a thrill.
Another game, Sunday. I am all over the Indianapolis Colts. I actually played it on the money line. I got 110 yesterday. Clip, this is a stone-cold pro-Joe game. And when I say that, I mean this is the pros versus the Joes. Pros will be on the Colts. Joes will be on the Titans. A lot of people are going to say to themselves, wow, I'm getting the Titans as a dog. Keep in mind, this number's been all over the place, but the Colts have been the favorite. And I think, weirdly enough, I think they find a way to win this game. If you can shut down the run, the Titans are going to have problems. The Colts, I think, can shut down the run. They're playing good football right now. I think Frank Reich is a better coach. And you look at the career of Mike Vrabel, Clip, in games 3 or less, so flip games, he is 7-12 against the spread. He is not good in these roles. So I'll take the Colts as well.
I like it. Coming off wins over the Bills and the Chiefs. Colts look good the other night. They'll be at home, and it's a big game in the AFC South. I'm with you there. All right, big man, great stuff. You can follow Jeff on Twitter at JeffNADU. Check him out on patreon.com/BMOC, where he breaks down all the action, and also, of course, if you're into mafia history and the mob, the Sit Down podcast, which you can download right now. Big man, enjoyed it. We'll reconvene with you next Tuesday. Have a great weekend, man.
Thanks, Clip. Same to you guys. Good luck to the Pirates tonight, and thanks for having me. See you next week.
We will visit with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau, Tuesday on Pirate Radio Live, talking more college football. We usually talk all NFL on Thursdays. We'll save that for next week since Pirate Game Day is tonight. No strong feeling on the East Carolina-South Florida game. He said if he had to make a pick, he would go Pirates, which, by the way, see at 9.5, so it's gone from 10 to 9.5, but East Carolina still a pretty big favorite in tonight's game against South Florida. Hey, no rain outside the Pirate Radio studios right now. Looks great. A little gray, a little ominous, but
It's a little gray out there.
Chandler's rocking a nice jacket. Oh, you're not wearing the one I thought you were. It's still nice, but I might want to get some rain gear if you're heading out there tonight.
Yeah, I got a poncho from UBE. I still plan on being at the game tonight. Hopefully with a lot of Pirate fans in Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium. Hopefully this weather doesn't scare too many fans off tonight, but I still plan on being in Dowdy-Ficklen. So got my poncho. I'm ready to go.
Good deal. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. When we return, we'll talk to Stephen Igo from hoistthecolors.net, get his thoughts on Pirates and Bulls when we return on the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. We're back with you after this.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers. Football is back! Just how you remembered it. Tailgates with an ice-cold Pepsi in hand? Totally back. That between-play sprint to the fridge for more Pepsi is back, baby! I really missed this. Anyways, consider this your official excuse for always putting football watching first, courtesy of Pepsi. That haircut appointment? Your mom told us you look great, so you should probably reschedule. Seeing the in-laws for the first time in ages.
It's been so long.
Nope, sorry, Susan. Not if it's on Sunday. Long story short, after the year we've all had, we think you could use a little football watching. So crack open a Pepsi and cheer your football watching face off. With love, Pepsi. Made for football watching. That's what I like.
Hi, this is Billy Parker at Parker's Barbecue. Did you know that we have party rooms at our Memorial Drive location? We can accommodate parties from 10 to 110, or anything in between. We can serve family-style buffet or order off the menu. Parker's Barbecue. Come celebrate with us.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Holiday time is precious. Save time and fly local at flypgv.com. Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book now at flypgv.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit QualityEquip.com.
This is Coach Steve Shankweiler, offensive line coach for East Carolina University football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, one other college football game that is slated for tonight will be number 24 Coastal Carolina will host Troy in Conway, South Carolina. That kickoff is slated for 7:30. The Packers are on the road in Arizona to take on the Cardinals for Thursday night NFL, and that kickoff is approximately 8:20. The Carolina Hurricanes are in action tonight. They will be hosting the Boston Bruins at 7 o'clock. And that is a look at your scoreboard brought to you by The Buck. The place to be this weekend for all the Halloween fun is The Buck. Come get bucked up in your best Halloween costume for the biggest Halloween extravaganza in Greenville. Saturday and Sunday, The Buck will be having a costume contest, live music, and a balloon drop at the end of each night with over $500 worth of cash and prizes. Come in your best costume this weekend to The Buck. Check them out on Instagram or Facebook for more information. Now let's head back in to the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you on the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate, taking you up to the 7:30 kickoff. The game can be watched on ESPN and can be seen live at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Head on out there, wear your black, and get ready for the Pirates and the Bulls. Very winnable game for East Carolina, as they are pretty big favorites in this one, 9.5 at last check over South Florida, who they took care of last year, and we'll try to repeat that feat coming up tonight. Here to talk about it from hoistthecolors.net is Stephen Igo. And Stephen, happy game day to you.
Happy game day, man.
First time I've seen you since your trip to Houston.
That's right. Yeah, and if I tell you what, man, if we have another dang delay tonight,
then what? What are you going to do?
I am going to lose it, is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to jump out of Town Bank Tower. So I'm going to say my goodbyes now. But no, it's just that was outside of taking a field trip with Brian Bailey and Brian Meador and going to the Houston Indoor Practice Facility. It was 5 of the more miserable hours of my life, to be quite honest. No Ronnie. I wasn't even sitting near the ECU media, so it was just me and a bunch of Houston students who were talking a bunch of nonsense. So I just wanted to lose my mind.
You have gotten very cranky since you've become a dad.
Less sleep.
And officially an adult. And you just don't have time or patience for anything.
Don't.
So, that was pretty tough on you, I would imagine. Did they feed you? Did you have any Yukon stale Diet Cokes? What was the food situation?
Luckily, they had plenty of drinks. They weren't the coldest drinks in the world, but I would say they were like, they had been in the fridge maybe like an hour or two. So they were like they had a little frost on them, but not that ice cold beverage that you really crave at a time like that.
All right, sure.
But no, I mean the food was average at best.
Average,
kind of like Brandon Jones's offensive line played on Saturday. Actually, they played well below average. They had these sandwiches from, I don't know it was some type of local place, I think, but just basic like lunch sandwiches, not even like Jersey Mike's or.
You're not a big sandwich guy anyway.
Not a huge sandwich guy anyways, and they were extremely basic. The best part was the chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
But then once we ran out of those lunchbox sandwiches, we had nothing. So I had to go get a hot dog, paid $6 for it.
Yikes.
Maybe $4. It was not worth whatever I paid. It was worth about $1. So the whole Houston experience, and I'll say too, it was not Big 12 worthy. The funniest thing was the Houston ROTC, I guess, came out with the national anthem after the first delay. And so this was right before the scheduled kickoff.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just, nobody else was on the field. But the ROTC marched out like the game was about to start. And they got up on the field and were about to pull the flag out. Neither team had warmed up at that point.
So everybody knew there was a delay.
Everybody knew there was a delay, but the ROTC was on the field and about to prepare for the national anthem, I guess.
So, who was going to do the anthem? Was it the band or?
I guess the band. But
there was no band.
There was no band. Everybody had left the stadium.
Wow.
The teams were just at that point coming back on to warm up. So, the kickers were trying to kick, and the ROTC was standing from, the 20 to the 35 with the American flag, looking around, trying to figure out what was going on.
Kind of waiting for an anthem to start out of the skies.
And about after 5 minutes of just standing there, they finally figured it out and then walked back to the locker room.
Wow. Strange trip to Houston last week. Hopefully the game goes off without a hitch tonight at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. What do you think of when you think of a Thursday night home game at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium?
Some very random games. FAU in 2013.
Was that early in the season?
Yep.
Davon Grayson.
Second game of the year.
Grayson, out of nowhere, had a great start to that season, catching touchdowns.
Yeah, that was the 10-win season. And then Temple, when they came in here ranked under Matt Rule, ECU should have won that game.
Yep.
Kind of made some mistakes to give it away. Then the next week, I think they played Notre Dame at home in a Thursday night game. Temple did. So that was, everybody said that was a look-ahead game for them.
I don't think it was a Thursday night.
It may have just been a Saturday game.
Saturday night.
But just some random games. I mean, you mentioned the Virginia Tech game earlier. I think that UTEP game was just a Saturday game, though. I don't think it was a Thursday nighter.
All right, we're gonna have to check the dates on that
We
one.
are gonna have to check the dates, but I remember ECU at Cincinnati on a Thursday night in the all white.
Yeah, that was the week after the Temple loss, maybe, or they had already lost the game that year, but it was still a big game.
It was a huge game. If they would have won, they could have made the conference championship.
Pirates drove down, touchdown. Did they score too early? Well, they did, because Cincinnati got it, crossed midfield, kicked a field goal, won the game at the end. Some Thursday night memories as we head into this one coming up tonight. I wonder what year that was, It
was a Vintavious Cooper year, so either 12 or 13.
Okay, 2012 versus UTEP, Saturday at 7 p.m.
Man, that hurts.
I hate being wrong.
Seriously.
I hate being wrong about stuff like this.
Well, why did Conference USA ever have a Thursday night deal?
Sure. I don't know.
On CBS Sports Network, maybe.
You know what I feel? Well, yeah, they played.
That FAU game was like Fox Sports something.
ECU at UCF that year was on a Thursday night.
There you go.
And I don't remember that game, but the Pirates lost 40-20.
I don't remember that game at all either.
What game was that?
This was 2012. After the UTEP game, which should have been Thursday night, but it was Saturday. They lost at UCF 40-20 on a Thursday evening in Orlando. Let's look at the box score.
Everybody was fire Lincoln Riley
tonight.
Sucks.
There was also a Thursday night game in 2015. I think it was 7-0 Temple. PJ Walker. Crap.
Thank you for taking me out of under the bus and sliding yourself directly under it. Considering Igo mentioned that as one of the Thursday night memories. Not 2 minutes ago.
I haven't done that in a long time, too.
Just keep doing you, man. Just keep doing you.
There was also a Thursday night game I remember. It was we went to UCF. I was in elementary school maybe, and it was a school night, and I had to go to bed. And I remember waking up the next morning, and we won, I believe, in overtime.
Hartman winning field goal.
Yeah.
The year that UCF was winless, that Thursday night.
That was a Thursday night.
Was that American or CUSA?
That was the first year of the American.
On that evening at UCF in the game we can't remember on a Thursday night, Blake Bortles was 15 of 21, 269 yards, had a touchdown.
Actually, that was the UCF Fail Mary game. Was that a Thursday night game?
Yes.
Yes.
So that was 2014. Then 2015 was the 0-12 UCF year.
Yes.
So we've had some pretty terrible Thursday night games, is what I've come to remember.
The thing is that UCF Fail Mary game was a great game until it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a story-big ending.
Story-big ending.
Story-big ending.
Story-big ending. We had a great comeback. We had the seniors hooking up, Cardin to Hardy. It was a Cardi party, and then it wasn't.
Zeke Bigger posted on Twitter the other day. It was like, I tagged ECU football and was like, please let me play one more game.
Yeah, why would they let him?
It was a video of him and Maurice Falls like celebrating in that game. And in that video of that 4 or 5 second video, you hear the commentator say, and Cardin and Hardy are going to go out victorious.
Famous last words.
There was like a minute 26 left in the ball game, and UCF only had one timeout.
Look, there's all these new rules, transfer portal, grad transfer, all this stuff. I think you should be allowed to bring back one former player per week.
That would be
awesome would that be?
That would be incredible.
Quentin Cotton.
But you can only use...
He's healthy now.
You can only use the one player one time.
Yeah.
Or just in general. You only bring back Chris Johnson for one game.
And there's got to be rules. Can you bring back like a current NFL player, like if they're on a bye week?
Nah, I think they got to be inactive.
So like not playing professional football. Right. Man, we're on to
How
something
much
here.
fun would it be to watch a 50-year-old Jeff Blake light it up against Cincinnati?
Against some kids.
Hilarious.
Gray beard coming out of his helmet, and he's just throwing it 70 yards down the field.
I would pay a lot of money to see that.
Absolutely.
None of our guys could catch up to his bombs, unfortunately.
The moonshots.
Oh, man, good stuff. Let's take a timeout, come back. We'll talk about reality and this game coming up tonight between the Pirates and the Bulls when we return on the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. We are back with you after these words.
Other food delivery apps charge surprise fees, but Domino's is giving away $50 million worth of surprise frees, like free pizza, lava cakes, or cheesy bread when you order delivery online. And we found some unique ways to get the word out. Like screaming it! We even called Paul Revere.
Free lava cakes are coming!
Order delivery online and you could get a surprise free from Domino's. No purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 13 and up through 11/21/21. Odds of winning are 1 in 14. See rules at surprise frees at Domino's.com for free entry, blackout dates, restrictions, and details.
Hey Pirate Nation, be sure you have the best comfortable shoes this tailgate season with a stop at Fleet Feet. This is ECU alum Chris Lunyon, owner of Fleet Feet of Greenville, and we provide solutions through one-on-one service to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you in the right shoe, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Come visit us on Greenville Boulevard in the public shopping center right near the stadium. Be sure to run with us on Facebook and Instagram. Fleet Feet, we run for you. Go Pirates!
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an auto owner's independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with auto owner's insurance.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
At West Park Motor Company, customer satisfaction is the #1 goal while offering a wide range of cars, trucks, and SUVs at very competitive prices. Shop online at westparkmotorcompany.com right now to get started. Looking to sell your vehicle? Call West Park for a free appraisal. West Park is willing to pay more for your car or truck than the next dealer. West Park Motor Company with locations in Greenville and Washington and proud courtesy car dealer for the Pirates for over a decade. Go Pirates! At Union Bank, we understand you live life on the go. That's why our banking options are designed to serve you, wherever you are. If you want to meet us in person at one of our local branches, complete banking tasks on the go from the mobile app, or bank from your office with convenient remote deposit and cash management services, we're everywhere you need us to be. Whether you're simply managing a busy schedule or an entire business, we're right there with you with personalized service and helpful tools. Call or visit us online at unionbanknc.com. Union Bank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, offense coordinator for ECU football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Watch all of Pirate Radio's local programming on YouTube Live. Go to YouTube and search for Pirate Radio TV and subscribe. Watch Pirate Radio Live Monday through Friday, 3 until 6 p.m. and the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate and the U.S. Cellular Fifth Quarter on game days. Just go to YouTube, search Pirate Radio TV, and click on the subscribe button. Now let's head back in to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Barak.
Alrighty, back with you, hour 2. What are we wrapping up? Hour 2 already on the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, getting you set for a 7:30 kickoff between the Pirates and the Bulls of South Florida. Man, shout out to Cucinella's for the awesome pregame food. We got great food in the back, Igo. Forgot to tell you, some awesome pizza.
Yeah, I love Cucinella's. Right up the street from where I live.
I requested a ham and Italian sausage pizza, so we got one of those. We have a pepperoni and a bacon. We also have a cheese. All right there for you. Chandler got a Caesar salad.
Man, y'all missed out.
Well, you should have shared it with us.
Nah, bro.
It looked good.
You thought.
And I think next time I might go with a chef salad. Because it looked really good.
Salade de chef.
But thanks to Cucinella's for the awesome pregame food. Check them out. If you're staying in tonight, not going to the game, there's a recommendation for you. A Cucinella's Thursday night. Some great food. I go, what do you go with? You're right down the road from there. Not to give people your home address, but what do you get when you have Cucinella's?
I'm approximately 3 minutes and 27 seconds away.
Due south?
Due south, yeah. So if you want to try and find my house based off that tidbit of information, good luck.
All right.
Yeah, I think I just usually go pepperoni pizza, but I've gone pepperoni and bacon. We've gone pepperoni, bacon, and ham. So
the toppings are like so legit.
Yeah, they're really good. Like, they're good.
Like, I got ham on my pizza. It's like legit, like ham.
It's not like fake, like Walmart or whatever ham.
Wow. I didn't call out Walmart, huh?
What's Slater?
Hey, Walmart's not a sponsor.
Chandler's a big Walmart guy, by the way.
Shut up, man. What's Slater eating nowadays?
Great question.
Formula.
That's it.
That's it.
It.
Hadn't got to the.
He's 3 months old tomorrow, and they recommend basically 6 months for solid food.
Hadn't got to the sweet potato, like baby food stuff.
Not yet. It's coming.
All right. Slater update.
Asked and answered.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you asking, though.
Yeah, man.
How's Erica doing?
Tell him I said, well,
Erica's doing great. She got mad at me for. She told me to get out some diapers today, and I was in a hurry coming to the studio. And I accidentally put out the newborn diapers instead of the diapers he's in now. So, yeah, I got a lovely text on that on the way over.
What, did she call you a name?
No, she just said, what size diapers does Slater wear?
Oh, wow.
Like trying to
hit you with, the rhetorical question.
Right.
Got him. All right.
And I said the correct size. I just
didn't lay out.
As soon as she said that, I was like, oh, but whatever.
Well, one day Slater will put on his big boy pants, which is exactly what ECU needs to do tonight in their game against South Florida.
Yeah, ECU puts on their pants the same way South Florida does.
That is correct. 2 legs at a time. They jump off a bench into the pants. That's how football players put their pants on. A lot of people don't know that.
That's how I did it back in the day.
Yeah, when you played.
What if you go really complicated over the
how are you gonna do it?
Pants over the top, put it on your sleeves and then roll it down.
So, but how does that?
That's supposed to be funny.
Is that that's not physically possible, is it?
Try it.
No, because it's gonna. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work that way.
Put them on inside out.
Okay.
Go arms first.
All right.
And then roll them down.
Yeah, but you're gonna need a hole in there somewhere to get it over your head, right? Not to mention your torso. I don't know, Steven. I don't know about this.
It's got to be some really wide gym shorts.
All right. Speaking of wide gym shorts, offensive linemen wear wide gym shorts.
They do.
It's like a segment where y'all just talk about something and I try to segue it back to the game. South Florida runs the football, but they don't stop the run.
You just hit my computer?
Sorry about that. If we have weather issues, if we don't have weather issues, how many times is South Florida going to throw the ball tonight? They look like they don't care about a passing game almost.
If you're South Florida, East Carolina is going to try and stop the run. I would go play action, take a shot early, no matter who's the quarterback. For me, I think if there is heavy rain, it helps. To me, it helps neutralize the potential advantage one team has, and I think ECU is the better team right now, and so I do think it makes it more interesting if South Florida can play its game, run the football. The thing we have to remember, though, South Florida really ran the ball against Temple extremely well, so that's obviously a concern. But you look at the rest of their schedule, they haven't run the ball really well against anybody else other than Florida A&M. They ran it pretty good against BYU, 180, and then everybody else has held them to under 115 yards rushing.
BYU's a pretty good team.
BYU's a good team. So, it's not like they're incapable of running the ball, but they also run it a lot. They ran it 73 times last week. So, if you're ECU, it's pretty simple. You stop the run, you're going to have a really good chance to win. ECU is pretty good against the run, but they do have to commit a lot of defenders to stop the run. So, there's plays to be made in the passing game if you can do play action if you're South Florida.
I remember a play in particular last week where ECU brought a blitz and it was a run play, and luckily, I think it was one of our linebackers kind of tripped up the running back, and if he didn't, it would have been a touchdown. So, how about run blitzing as opposed to...
It can be boom or bust.
Do you think East Carolina, if they are going to run the ball 70 times like they did last week, does East Carolina sit back a little more? Do they still blitz? And
depends on how Blake Harrell wants to play it. I think Blake Harrell is going to blitz.
No matter what.
You look at the first play of overtime. That was a blitz, and it should have been stopped for no gain. But the problem is somebody lost contain, and then they hit the cutback, and then it's a 25-yard touchdown. So if you make a mistake and they hit the right play, then you can really get burned on the blitz. The same thing with the Keaton Mitchell touchdown run at Marshall. It was 3rd and short. They brought a blitz, and Mitchell took it to the house because he got past that first line. So it can be boom or bust. So when you're run blitzing, ideally you don't want to bring 8 guys all at once. You kind of want to bring them in different levels. Obviously, different gaps to plug different gaps and overload. But usually an all-out blitz like that, you're more trying to get after the passer. But you do want to level your blitzes more if you're trying to stop the run.
East Carolina, a 9.5-point favorite. Total is at 56. ECU's team total is sitting at 33.5. I said the Pirates scored 38 tonight. They can get into the 30s against this team.
I got 34, so.
You're right there at it.
And that's with rain, I think, playing a factor.
You still think they get into the mid-30s?
I do. I don't think South Florida's defense is very good.
All right.
They held Temple to 14, but Temple only had the ball for 15 minutes.
So
I don't really put too much stock into that. Now, if South Florida controls the clock, then yeah, I mean, but I don't think they're going to be able to control the clock like they did last week.
All right, let's take another timeout. We'll come back more with Stephen Igo from Hoist the Colors. We'll talk more about this game and what's going on with Pirate football when we return after this.
Explore great shopping in downtown Washington at Naughty Life. Hi, this is Gina from Naughty Life, and new fall merchandise is arriving every day, featuring all the new Yeti products, like the loadout buckets and waterproof dry duffel bags. We have new fall clothes for men, women, and children. At Naughty Life, we have something perfect for any occasion, like new jewelry and a great selection of sunglasses from Costa, Reflect, and RCI. Visit Naughty Life on Main Street in historic downtown Washington, and like us on Instagram and Facebook.
Do you suffer from pain, anxiety, or sleeping issues? Eastern Healthcare has a solution for you. Eastern Healthcare is the premier CBD store with retailer quality products to help with any ailment you might have. They carry nationally recognized brands such as Curative's Delta 8, CBD Distillery, and Charlotte's Web with a wide variety of delivery systems.
This is Adam from Eastern Healthcare. Come visit our store at 2245 Stantonburg Road across from Vidant Hospital or call 227-4199. Eastern Healthcare. Wellness starts here.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Kyle Gaines from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Not only will you feature a great selection of pre-owned inventory for sale, but we'll also buy your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us. Drive a little, save a lot. Give us a call and make a short trip to Washington and let us buy your vehicle today. It is totally worth it. We also service all makes and models at our state-of-the-art service department. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram between Greenville and Washington, and WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Remember, drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are two things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities. Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or Spotify. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back into the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Barak.
All righty, back with you on the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, getting you ready for the Pirates and the South Florida Bulls 7:30 kickoff time on ESPN. We got Stephen Igo in studio. More with him in a moment. We got Brian Bailey joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Double B. Hopefully you don't have to report a delay while you're on with us this week like you did last week. Last time we talked to you on the pregame show, you were reporting a 30-minute delay due to lightning, and that 30 minutes turned into 5+ hours last week in Houston.
Yeah, that was a long, long afternoon. And as you said, we really didn't expect a delay at that time. We hadn't seen any lightning at that time. And so when it flashed on the scoreboard and they made the announcement, it was kind of odd to me that it was already going on, but it was within 8 miles. So that's the cutoff point. And just as we started this interview tonight, the first raindrop. So
wow.
What happens, we're on top of it. But the first little raindrops, it's just a little light drizzle right now. Some of the Pirate specialists, kickers and punters are out here. Some of the receivers are throwing the ball around a little bit. So it's very, very early, obviously. But a little bit of rain already.
Bailey, short week, quick turnaround for these Pirates. As you've talked to Mike Houston, the coaches, the players this week, how have they bounced back from the loss, and are they physically ready to go tonight?
Well, that'll be the thing we'll have to look and see. I know these guys, they all say they'll bounce back and that kind of thing. But, not only did you have a short week, but it was made shorter by the long, 5 hours of waiting in Houston and playing the football game and then losing a game in such a disappointing way. So, it's been a monumental effort to get this team, fired up and ready to go, but they've got to because, I was listening to some of Donnie Kirkpatrick this week, and like Donnie said, if we started the year and said, hey, we're 3-4 with the schedule we have remaining, I think most of us would have taken it. Now, that 3-4 could have very easily been a lot better, but it didn't turn out that way. But still, there's a lot to play for every game. I was really surprised that the Pirates are favored as much as they are, but hopefully that bodes well for East Carolina. I made the joke a minute ago that it's a blackout night tonight, but I don't think East Carolina officials really wanted the clouds to join in. But they most certainly did because there are black clouds all over Dowdy-Ficklen right now.
Hopefully a great student turnout, Bailey. Don't know what this weather or impending weather is going to do for the crowd tonight. Kind of a shame because I know the folks over there are excited about making a big-time home environment, which we need. 2 straight road games, Bailey. Pirates nearly pulled them both out, came up with losses. And this is, if you want to go to a bowl, we're starting to get to must-win territory. This is one of those tonight where you got to win if you want to get to 6.
Yeah, I think most of us look at this one in the Temple game as must-wins to get to 6, and then you got to steal one of the 2 on the road. And a couple of people asked me this week, what if it comes down to East Carolina has to make a bowl game hosting Cincinnati on Thanksgiving weekend? And I said, you know what? I hate to say it, but they don't want that. They don't want that scenario because Cincinnati is absolutely loaded and obviously a very, very good football team.
All right.
He said Cincinnati is a good football team.
Mic drop.
And they are.
Brian Bailey out. All right. Good report from Double B. The bringer of bad weather, Brian Bailey. Happens 2 straight weeks now, as he joined us on the Fixed NC Live line.
Yeah, we might have to go on another field trip tonight, the way this is shaping up.
I'm changing my tune a little bit. I was, before the year, going into the season, so one of the first 3, Charleston Southern, Tulane, and then South Florida, Temple, and Navy were your 6 wins. I'm seeing more maybe at Memphis than Navy at this point.
Yeah, Memphis.
What do you think?
They're just a weird team, but they're also missing their quarterback the last few weeks, which has been an issue. So a lot of that will depend on their health. We all know Navy's going to be a dogfight, so it's just like Bailey said, you got to find a way to steal one of those 2.
I just don't want that 6th win to come down to facing the triple option. You know what I mean? It just already gives me nightmares. But you got to get this one tonight. Bailey rejoins us. Bailey, we'll wrap it up with you so you can get on to other duties. But how are you feeling tonight? What kind of game are you expecting at Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium?
Well, I know I just had my best stuff whenever we lost you. So I've said some really cool things. And y'all,
man.
I'm just kidding. It was the same old rhetoric. I think it's unfortunate that we've got the weather coming in because I think this had the makings of a really big student crowd. I think the athletic department did a nice job of, trying to lure the students out. And, if you're a student at East Carolina, why not come to the game? Take a break and get your butt out here and get to the game. So hopefully they will. There'll be a core of Pirate fans that will, put the raincoat on and and bundle up and get out here and support the team. But you know how the weather is with some fans; they're not going to come out in wet weather. But hopefully, we'll have a good crowd, and hopefully, the Pirates play well.
Bailey, thanks for joining us, man. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll talk to you again soon.
Sounds good. Take care.
BB, WNCT Channel 9 Sports Director, host of the Brian Bailey Show, had a great interview. If you're ready to get into basketball mode along with football, you can check out his chat with Joe Dooley from earlier this week on the Brian Bailey Show. You about ready for some hoops, Igo?
You know, it's always tough to make that transition. I feel like even when I go to the first few games, it's tough to like really get into it, especially when they're not playing great teams. But I'm intrigued by this team. I won't say super excited, but I'm intrigued by some of the new pieces and interested to see how they're going to look. And I've been out to practice a few times, and I do think they have more talent than what a lot of people think. I mean, I just think the eye test, like, they don't look like a last-place team in the American, but they got to go out and prove it, and they got to stay healthy is a big thing because they got some good players coming in that have had some health concerns in the past.
I don't want to put any, added pressure on the players, but the coaches and a lot of people are doing it themselves the way they talk about Vance Jackson. Like, we're almost going to expect him to carry the team the way we're talking about this guy coming in to the program.
Well, I think the good thing is he's proven that he can be a guy at both UConn and New Mexico, and he was stuck behind a really good player at Arkansas. So it's not like you're just talking about a guy who's a highly rated recruit and is yet to produce at college. You know, he was a highly rated recruit out of high school. He has produced in college. He just moved around a lot. And now he's trying to put out a showcase type of season so he can get a look at the professional level. So, and I do think it's a potential good thing that some pressure is on him, who's handled success pretty well in the past, versus a guy, who's returning. Like, so, the spotlight is off Tristan Newton, who otherwise might be looked at as, hey, this guy's got to have a breakthrough year, kind of like his freshman year, for the team to take the next step. I think he's kind of flying under the radar.
Which is when he played his best early on in his career.
Absolutely. So last year he was getting a lot of the other team's best perimeter players, and this year I think could be back more to flying under the radar a little bit.
Assistant coach Antoine Jackson brought up a good point about Jackson. I said, so what is it about him that should have Pirate fans excited? And he went over the height, the three-point shooting, the fact that he's been on this level. He also said he's the only player on the roster that's been to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Which we are trying to get there, right?
So he's got tournament experience, and I feel like in past years we were like, man, ECU needs to get some size, and they need to get some shooting. I feel like they got some size, but then they didn't have the shooting. Well, now in Vance Jackson, you have a guy who's 6'9", and can shoot it, so you kind of have that all-in-one 4 player who can stretch the floor and score a little bit in the paint. Just provides matchup problems. Like, he's the type of dude you see on SMU, those guys that can play in and out, on Memphis, those long guys who can play on the perimeter. So it's been a long time since ECU has had that. Jaden Gardner was a tremendous player, and obviously you would like to have him back, but he was still a 6'6" post-only player who could not stretch the floor in terms of shooting. So it does give you some more abilities in terms of that spot on the floor, because Vance pretty much will be taking Jaden's old starting spot.
One more segment with Stephen Igo, and we'll let him head out to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. We'll take a timeout. Maybe a pop-in appearance live from one Billy Weaver when we return on the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. Back with you after this.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's Bostic Sugg Furniture's 84th anniversary. Since 1937, Bostic Sugg has built a legacy based on quality furniture, value, and exceptional customer service. Get anniversary savings up to 15% off store-wide, plus 6 months special financing on brands like Lazy Boy, Kincaid, Rowe, Bassett, and more. Plus, for a limited time, get local delivery for only $19.37. Wake up to a whole new you and enjoy 72 months special financing on a new Serta or Restonic mattress now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Bram Anderson from Tiebreakers, and we are excited to announce that we will be opening our second location in Winterville soon. Right now, our growing company is hiring team members for all positions for both locations. We need managers, bartenders, servers, cooks, and dishwashers. If you're looking for an opportunity to be on a fun and exciting restaurant team, then come see us today. Apply in person at Tiebreakers at Bells Fork. Check us out at tiebreakersnc.com.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports and we'll guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand-new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand-new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
Pirate Radio.
You know, I think this is a pretty blue-collar, tough, hard-nosed fan base, and that's where our teams are going to be.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook and Instagram at PR927FM. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at FreePR927FM. Join the over 50,000 followers today. Now let's head back in to the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Barak.
Back with you on the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. Steven Igo just brought up a starting topic, a speaking point, whatever you want to call it. A template.
I don't think that is...
That's not it?
That's not it, no.
Okay.
A topic is better than the template.
Okay. You said, let's talk about memories of rain games.
Your most vivid rain game memory.
Oh, well, I was thinking game I was at. I was at a Syracuse game, but I don't remember what year it was. Billy is...
Yeah.
What year was that, Weave? Yeah, I don't remember either. I just remember...
It was either late 90s or early 2000s. I mean...
Early?
Yeah.
Okay. He said it was raining sideways. From a TV standpoint, I remember watching the Harley, South Carolina, where he ran all over.
Yeah, that was a big one. You're still missing a big one, though.
Okay, what am I missing?
Conference USA Championship, man. Houston ECU. That was
I was not, and I watched that on TV too because I remember I was under the weather, so I didn't want to go sit in the rain. That was a. Were you there?
Mm-hmm.
Was it it wasn't like a downpour, but it was a constant rain?
It was a constant rain.
Yeah.
It was just there throughout the game, especially the second half, I remember. And I think Houston still managed to throw for like 530 yards, but they ran for 10 10.
Well, I was just going to pull up the box score, but because we talked about it last week. Case Keenum threw the ball 74 times. So if your offense operates with a high-powered passing game, even if it rains, they only ran the ball for 80 yards that day, maybe less than that.
And the crazy thing is ECU did nothing but play base defense. And so it was just like them throwing against 7 guys in coverage and doing what they did. And ECU,
you're going to get down the field. It's just a matter of trying to keep you out of the
end zone. It was basically bend but don't break defense, and we saw that at the end of the game. And I just remember Giovanni Ruffin running through the rain and scoring a touchdown. And, conversely, Houston could not run the ball. ECU ran the ball, and they turned Houston over a bunch. So, they always say running the football and playing defense wins championships, and those Skip Holtz teams proved that. Even though Houston was the better team for much of that year, ECU was able to win the championship due to that style of play.
Not much of an environment last week, at Houston, but watching it on TV was awesome. How about watching ECU's defense fly around like that in the second half last week live?
It's been a long time since ECU has gone on the road and kind of passed the look test against a good team. And I thought ECU, physically looked just as good, if not better, than Houston man for man. Now, they have some big offensive linemen, but they're not very quick. And I thought ECU's defensive front and linebackers and safeties gave Houston some problems with its speed and with the versatility of the blitzes and all that. But it's just fun to watch, man. When you have a defense each week, you think you're going to have a shot to win the football game. Unless you're the Washington football team or the Denver Broncos and your defense underperforms all season. Not to bring that up. But if ECU keeps playing defense like that, they'll have a chance to win definitely these next 4 games and maybe even have a shot against Cincinnati at the end of the year.
B. Pays on Facebook says 2003 at Duke. That was,
man.
Was that a season opener?
That was.
And Duke snapped a long losing streak.
Yep.
22 games?
We said 22 games.
I like Billy. He's kind of like our new stat guy, just in the background. I'll keep checking over with him when we say something.
Billy said 22 games.
That was, thanks, Chandler. Paul Troth.
I just remember that I think I was at a baseball tournament or something, and my dad was so mad listening to the game on the radio.
Yep, I was listening on the radio,
when they lost that game, and he about threw a fit that they lost to Duke. So yeah, that was not a good day.
And Johnny chiming in on our last conversation before the break says the world. Johnny's our basketball guy.
Yeah.
Johnny Gardner. The world ain't ready for what Jackson's going to do. So yeah, not that we're hyping this guy up or getting, but the world ain't ready.
Billy said ECU Syracuse 2009.
No.
2009.
No.
It says right here on ECU's website.
No.
It has to be wrong because
no, that's the Skip Holtz years. They didn't play. No.
He said that was the Skip Holtz year.
2009. No, it's before that.
Yeah, I think it because that was the that was Skip Holtz's final year.
Yeah,
and they didn't play Syracuse. Then
Skip Holtz was going to Syracuse.
Oh, you know what?
To be the coach.
Yeah,
but not play him.
So it's a flashback on ECU's website that says 2009, but the kicker was Kevin Miller. So we know that's not correct.
Right.
And the quarterback
99?
was David Garrard.
99.
So that would have been 99, 2000.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds more.
Sorry. See, you got my back here, right?
Okay, Billy.
On there. That's the official.
Ben's got a good one here. Summer's time at Dowdy Fickle Stadium against Virginia.
That was a good one too.
In the rain.
Good call, Ben.
Zay Jones had an awesome touchdown catch on a tip ball from Summers. James Summers was going to win the Heisman Trophy according to Troy Dreyfus.
That was the Troy D. Heisman game.
Yeah.
And
the touchdown run.
Yeah, I kind of want to see highlights of that right now. I wonder if it's on YouTube.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
I've seen my fair share of ECU throwbacks. So
I go, final thoughts on this one tonight.
Final thoughts. I think ECU finds a way to get it done. I just will be interested to see, kind of like we've been talking about, how much does the rain impact the game? And, does it favor South Florida with its style of play? Because we've talked about South Florida's inability on defense to get stops. Well, I think if you can make a team one-dimensional in the rain, it's easier to get stops. So I don't know. Have we seen Holton Ahlers operate and throw the football in a rain game? Nothing kind of comes to mind for me, so that's a question mark as far as, some quarterbacks don't have a problem throwing in the rain, some do, so that could be a factor tonight.
Can you believe we went like that whole year watching old games? You remember that?
Oh, dude, that was like an awesome time, but also a miserable time.
Yeah, there was no sports going on. So Igo and I would just watch old games and
commentate on them.
It was fun, but you're right. It got old, and I'm glad we have live sports now. We had the sports equinox last Thursday, where there was NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL all happening at the same time.
Wow,
it was awesome. All right, thanks, Steven.
Yeah, hopefully we never go through anything like that again. But appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, sir. Take a timeout, come back. We got Weave here who will sit in with us. We also will hear what Donnie Kirkpatrick has to say. He goes one-on-one with the voice, Jeff Charles. We'll also hear from the Pirate quarterback, Holton Ahlers, later on this hour, as well as we roll on the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. Back with you after this.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak and our seafood delight pasta. The Rick House is open for lunch daily from 11 to 2, Monday through Friday. Take a break from your workday with lunch at the Rick House. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week. Plus, the Buck has live music every night, along with football. The Buck has a brand new 15-foot 4K screen, the only one in Greenville, and over 18 big screens with all your college and pro action. Sunday Fun Day will also be stocked with the biggest Bloody Mary and Mimosa bar, along with the NFL Sunday Ticket and food trucks out back. Check out the Buccaneer Music Hall. Open every day, noon until 2 a.m., with live music every night, and now football and food trucks during the day. BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in Eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders. Hey, this is Troy D., proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, are you ready for some Warren's hot dogs? Warren's Original Hot and Judy's Mild Sweet Chili Hot Dogs have been the official hot dog of sports fans for over 30 years. Pick up a tailgate special this football season of 10 or more hot dogs for only $1.50 each. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the new Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Watch all of Pirate Radio's local programming on YouTube Live. Go to YouTube and search for Pirate Radio TV and subscribe today. Watch Pirate Radio Live Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. and the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate at U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter on game days. Just go to YouTube, search Pirate Radio TV, and click on the subscribe button. Now let's head back into the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, we were talking about rain games a moment ago, and Ben on Facebook Live mentioned 2015 against Virginia Tech, the James Summers game. And now we have pulled that up on YouTube. We got the 1 hour version, the condensed game version. So we're going to enjoy that one right now.
Yeah, they interviewed Ruff after the game. I remember this, and he was talking about the grown man plays.
Yeah,
and as he was as he was being interviewed, James Summers goes over there. James Summers, I should say, goes over and he mid-interview hugs him and goes, "Grown man plays, grown man plays." GAM, baby.
Billy, you noted that this was an attempted gold out.
Yeah.
Due to the paint on the sides, I see that, and the Pirates going with the Coach Ruff was wearing gold, and also the gold face masks on the black helmets looks really cool. And a lot of yellow ponchos in the crowd as well. This was a pretty good crowd for a 1-2 team on a bad weather day.
Yeah, it was. It was a pretty good crowd. I remember that game very well, and I remember that's the game that Troy D. afterwards gave James Summers the Heisman.
That's right.
You remember?
Gave him the Heisman Trophy award.
Blake Kemp started this game.
Which I don't remember. I don't think Summers was in New York during the Heisman Trophy presentation.
No, I don't. He might have been. I mean, he might
have been there.
He might have been at the Rockettes show or something. Or
we need to watch this with Bryce one day because I just saw his flowing hair coming out of his helmet in this game.
We went there. There was a span there where we watched old games with Bryce.
Yeah.
I thought we maybe had watched this game. Maybe not. I guess not.
I don't know.
We did watch. It was
fumble right off the first play of the game.
We watched Virginia Tech ECU where he scored a touchdown. That was on the road.
That was 2014 when we were ranked.
Mm-hmm.
We beat them, then beat Carolina.
That was when he scored, and then he forgot he was supposed to be on the
extra point
team. So ECU kicked an extra point with 10 players.
Yeah.
Because Bryce Williams had just scored a touchdown and lost his mind. So there you go. Weave, good to see you, buddy.
Look, you knew this was going to be bad for Blake Kemp. The very first play of the game, he fumbles but recovers his own fumble. Second play of the game, he throws an interception. So no wonder we saw James Summers in this game.
Turn this off. This ain't going yet.
I know.
Maybe it'll pick up. Weave, I've already talked to you today, but I'll ask you again. How you doing?
Doing good. Seems to be doing better than you and Shirley. You guys, hey, hats off to you guys playing hurt.
I felt like Shirley feels now on Monday. I feel better now. I don't sound great, but I do. I feel a little bit better, but Shirley's going through it right now.
She's feeling rough over there.
So just a PSA tonight on the 5th quarter, when you call, give your name and where you're calling from, and that's it. We're going to make Shirley's life easy tonight on the 5th quarter. Tell her your name, where you're calling from, and go on hold.
Yes.
No chit-chat.
Yes. None.
Billy, we already got your keys, I guess, for this one. Let's hear some offensive keys from Donnie Kirkpatrick as he talked to the voice, Jeff Charles, and went over what he wants to see his Pirate offense do tonight. Let's hear that right now.
Visit now with ECU offensive coordinator Donnie Kirkpatrick. A short week, as we all know, Coach. So I know you guys have been grinding away. So tell us a little bit about this USF defense and what you're going to face this week.
You know, the South Florida team is a different scheme is probably the big thing that you would talk about, in that a little unconventional. It is starting to gain some legs in the country. Iowa State started running this defense a couple years ago, and it's starting to catch hold. We're going to see it a little bit more this year. It'll be the first time we've seen it this year, though, in that it's a 5-safety or a 3-safety, 5 DB type scheme, and they play a 3-3 stack. They play a conventional 3-4, and then they do sub in and play some 4 downs. So it'll be a different scheme for us. Short week compounds the toughness to that part of it, but we did play them last year. Tulsa ran the same defense, so we are familiar with it a little bit.
So, Coach, tell us philosophy-wise, defensively, why would defensive staff, defensive coordinator move in this direction with this kind of defense?
I think the multiplicity of it, is one thing. I think that because other people don't run it, so now it's a little harder to prepare for. It's a little bit like playing Navy, in 1 week you got a whole new set of rules to block and different kind of reads, different kind of keys like that. And then it's a lot of stand-up guys. So I think, with South Florida, they're probably able to recruit a lot of fast, quick guys that can play, as DBs. And so that's what they go with.
ECU has been playing USF for a number of years now. This will be the 12th game in the series, Coach. They always seem to pass the eye test. They always have good athletes, don't they?
Well, they do. And like I said, they've got a very good recruiting base, obviously, there in the state of Florida, which, has got great high school football as well. So they looked good last year. I know that. They look good again. They're a much improved team from last year. I know offensively they're better as well. But defensively, they're basically the same guys are back. And so they're a year older. They know the scheme a little bit better.
Coach, your offense, what's it going to take for this offense to be more consistent?
That's the big thing that we're just banging our head about is how can we play so good, like at the beginning of the game, take the first 2 possessions, take it, long drives too, not good field position drives, drive it all the way down the field, score twice in there, and then at the end of the, in the fourth quarter, you can do the same thing, and then you take the lulls inside, and we've kind of done that all year. So the problem is it's not just one thing to fix. It's not one person. It's not one scheme. It's not one play. It's a typewriter effect. Early in the game, we really had a chance to score 3 straight times, and we have a sack fumble where a guy just gets beat. Well, that does happen in football from time to time, but the fumbles, also probably set us back this week. So we're just going to keep grinding. What we kind of realize is that we are still getting better. It doesn't always show that. I think the biggest problem is it's knocking us out of some scoring opportunities. If we score a little bit more, obviously, that is obvious that I think we'd have a chance to win these close games.
Coach, how'd the offensive line play last week?
Well, they had their ups and they had their downs. There were some things they did well. We played a really, really outstanding defense in Houston. They were ranked so high, first in our conference in almost every category. I think 4th in the country overall. We knew it would challenge us up front, and they would really be, have to play their best. And at times we did do that, and at times we got beat a little bit. So obviously it's a group that's having to play multiple positions because we're down a couple of guys. Obviously losing Bailey and losing Rob, and then Noah's limited, so he only plays about half the game. But what? I'm proud of them for the way they fought, and they've hung in there no matter what's happened, and they've given us a chance to win the game up front in the end.
Coach, give us a key or two. What's this offense going to have to do to move the ball, score some points against USF this week?
Well, we're going to have to find a few more big plays, I think, in the running game. I think, last week we didn't generate much in the run game. We had some big plays in the passing game, and we missed a few big plays in the passing game that were there as well. But we've got to get that balance back. We'll have to be able to run the football, I think, a little bit better and get some of those big plays against South Florida.
That's ECU offensive coordinator Donnie Kirkpatrick.
All right, looking at the numbers on the UB stat sheet, East Carolina averaging 28 points per game, 150 yards a game on the ground, 268 through the air for a total of 418 on the year. The stat, Billy, that continues to doom the Pirates, third downs, and it just keeps dropping and dropping every week. The Pirates are 26 of 103 on third downs, 25%. And just not getting it done on third downs all year long.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this earlier too. Not getting it done on third down is one thing, but then you were pretty successful on fourth down when you were in fourth and short situations, except for last week. They kind of reverted back to not doing well on third down or fourth down, and that's just not. You would think by this time in the season that you would start correcting some of those, but that's just the inability for the ECU offense to get into third and short situations. They find themselves in third and long way too many times.
Phone is loud.
Yeah, it's on the. You hear that? There you go.
We hear it.
That's the little lady.
Boy, this game that we're watching on TV is an absolute nightmare. Another turnover for the Pirates, Billy. There's no way they beat Virginia Tech.
I think they need to make a quarterback change. I wonder if they will, though.
Two turnovers already from Blake Kemp.
Yeah.
Are you saying put in Summers?
Why not? Let's do it.
Give him a shot.
Give him a shot.
Wasn't he like a late addition to the program? He came in from somewhere, and I remember nobody knew who he was.
But I want to say,
I remember tailgating that day and hearing people say, Hey, we got this Summers dude.
Well,
that we might play
we didn't know where he was going to play either wide receiver, running back, but they also had him as an emergency quarterback because remember, this is the year that Kurt Benkert got hurt and was supposed to be the starter. They go with Blake Kemp, and Summers would fill in. And Bryce Williams has said that he's saying this as a tight end that wanted to play with one quarterback. He says they wish they could have stuck with Kemp and used James as a weapon at either receiver or running back, just for consistency purposes.
Yeah.
But that whole thing.
But when he's making mistakes like that, you can't justify it.
Yeah, and this is like playing the hand you're dealt. This was not a great hand from the dealer.
No,
this situation.
No, not at all.
So we're watching that one, and we're getting you ready for East Carolina and South Florida. Offensively, Billy, Pirates just are so inconsistent, and that is something that, I mean, at this point, they're consistently inconsistent. We've seen a big enough sample
that's what
size.
you don't want to be consistent with, though. You don't want to be consistently inconsistent.
Well, we played 7 games. I mean, we are what we are at this point, right?
Right. And that's what I was saying about the third down conversions is that, you're 7 games into the season, and this is not something that you've gotten worse at during the season or gotten a little better at. It's been bad all season on third down conversions. And you just wonder what's got to start happening for that to get better, to stay ahead of the chains. And that's, but then again, the other option is to score or to move the chains on first and second down.
Sure.
Which is fine with that, but you're going to get in third down situations. And right now, defenses are able to pin their ears back on third down with East Carolina and kind of make them say, okay, we're going to come at you every third down, and we're going to make you prove that you're better than 25%.
Pirates are 65% on fourth downs, 11 of 17 on the season so far. Time of possession, by the way, East Carolina controlling the ball 30 minutes, 17 seconds per game. The opponent 29-43, almost a 50-50 split there.
Yeah, I think they've got to win time of possession tonight because I think that's where USF will hold their hopes offensively for the Bulls.
Did you hear those numbers last week?
Right, yeah.
45-15.
Crazy.
They won time of possession.
Yeah, well, when you are running for 416 yards rushing or whatever they had, and you got 2 guys over 100 yards rushing, well over 100 yards rushing, then you're going to have you're going to have the ball for a long time.
As someone who covered as much high school football as you did over the years, to see a college player. So as a team, they have, 18 touchdowns.
Right.
Running back Mangum has 12 rushing touchdowns. It's almost like one of those one-man shows you see on Friday night sometimes.
It is. It's what, you see that a lot in high school football because, typically, and it's getting a lot better the last few years in high school where high school teams are actually running spread offenses, and some of them are running pro-style offenses in high school. I mean, we see that right around here. We saw that with Holton over at D.H. Conley. We've seen it over at J.H. Rose. So you're seeing more spread offenses in high school, but you go to Tarboro, and that's all they do is run the football.
Yeah.
And that's old school high school football right there.
And I wonder, it might have been Rick Smith who was saying, in high school, you don't put your best player at quarterback.
No, you put him at running back,
and just feed him the rock. And
absolutely.
That's what South Florida's been doing with their running back Mangum thus far. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. When we return, we'll hear from East Carolina quarterback Holton Ahlers as he met with the media scrum earlier this week. We'll talk more Pirate offense. Billy Weaver here with us, and we're rewatching.
Not looking good for the Pirates, man.
Rewatching the 2015 game against Virginia Tech. It is 14-0 Hokies over the Pirates. It's going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
Or will it?
Hey, B.
Hey.
We're going to take care of business.
We're going to take care of business.
Come on, B.
Come on, B.
Come on, B.
B-Weave.
B-Weave.
Hey, Clip, do you want to bet on this game? I bet the Pirates come back and win.
I say they win by 2 touchdowns.
I say they win by 17. No.
I'll let you and Chandler handle this. We'll be back with you after this.
Hello folks, this is Jamie Lane with Carolina Hardscapes and Mulch. We believe that making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio, fireplace, pool, walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201. You can stop by our outdoor showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. At Carolina Hardscapes, we look forward to making your backyard the place to be. Find us on the web at CarolinaHardscapesandMulch.com.
When your family gathers around a shakaroni from Papa John's, you're sharing more than extra cheese and pepperoni. You're sharing scholarships, meals, and laughter. Because $1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Shakaroni Pizza is back, and only for $13. Plus $1 from every purchase goes to charity. The Shakaroni is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Tired and sluggish? Down in the dumps? Or just have the blahs? Maybe you need to hydrate. Revive Health and Wellness on East 10th Street in Greenville offers IV hydration that can help you with lack of energy, improve your mood, assist with immunity, even fix a hangover. Locally owned and operated, the team at Revive Health and Wellness are experienced and licensed registered nurses that will assist you in preparing for your IV session. Call or text today with questions or to set an appointment with Revive Health and Wellness. 252-350-1805. That's 252-350-1805.
There's clearly a difference.
Hi, this is Todd Mitchum with Mercer Glass, Eastern North Carolina's most complete glass company. Mercer Glass specializes in windows, shower doors, auto glass, and mirrors. We can install or repair almost anything made of glass in your home or business. So give us a call at Mercer Glass. That's 752-5101. That's 752-5101.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, there is one other college football game that's going to kick off at 7:30 tonight, and that'll feature number 24, the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina. They will host Troy. That kickoff is slated for 7:30. We got NFL tonight as the Packers are in Arizona to take on the Cardinals at 8:20. The Carolina Hurricanes are looking to continue their winning streak as they host the Boston Bruins at 7 o'clock. And then NBA tonight, it'll be the 76ers hosting the Pistons. The Knicks will be on the road to Chicago to take on the Bulls at 8 o'clock. And the Warriors will host the Grizzlies at 10 o'clock. And that is a look at your Buck scoreboard. The place to be this weekend for all the Halloween fun is the Buck. Come get bucked up in your best Halloween costume for the biggest Halloween extravaganza in Greenville. Saturday and Sunday, the Buck will be having a costume contest, live music, and a balloon drop at the end of each night with over $500 worth of cash and prizes. Come in your best costume this weekend to the Buck. Check them out on Instagram or Facebook for more information. Now let's head back into the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Da buck.
Da buck.
Da buck, da buck, da buck, da buck, da buck.
All right. Well,
hey, look at that crowd at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium.
The Pirates are back. They scored a touchdown in 2015 against Virginia Tech. It is 14-7. We're talking about rain games, and Ben on Facebook Live reminded us of this one, which turns out to be a really fun one. And we'll get to that when James Summers gets running wild in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
Virginia Tech had a 14-0 lead with weren't even halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, it was in their first two drives. They had two turnovers that turned into touchdowns.
B. Pace says Summers would kill in this offense we have right now. I don't know, maybe. Robert says Summers was a JUCO triple option quarterback. Craig says Donnie Kirkpatrick takes it on the chin from the fans, but truthfully has put us in positions to win. As a whole, we have made too many mistakes game to game to overcome.
Well,
what do you think about that, Coach?
Well, I agree.
I think the defense has put us in positions to win as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Especially the last three games.
Yeah.
I mean, they've really brought it the last three games. They're really coming into their own. Blake Harrell's done a great job on that side of the ball. But I tell you what, man, if you can figure out a way to win three more games of these last 5 games, all is well. And nobody's head is on the chopping block, all is well. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and this is one of those tonight, Weave. You got to get it.
This is one, you hate to say it, but because it's the old cliche you circle on the calendar. But this one and Temple are the two that you got to take care of. You got to take care of, and then you got to go on the road and get one. And I think probably Memphis easier than Navy.
I have come around to that thinking. I don't know if
Navy scares me all the time. Just because of the type of offense they run, and I don't care if a down Navy team, you still have to prepare for that triple option. That is just
more than a week,
right?
And I think they started studying Navy in the bye week. I mean, and they prepare for them in preseason too.
Every team does. East Carolina's done that every year. They've played Navy. They prepared early for them, and sometimes it hasn't turned out very well. Most of the time, hasn't turned
ECU, out well. One win away from going to a bowl. And you tell me all you got to do is play a down Navy team and stop the triple option. I just something you haven't done. You haven't beat that team since 2011 when Dominique Davis had like a record NCAA record-breaking performance.
But wouldn't it be so East Carolina to lose that game and then turn around and beat Cincinnati to get bowl eligible?
All right, I'll take that.
I mean, that would be great, but yeah,
that would actually be more exciting.
It would be more exciting, but you don't want to. You don't want to have that situation, that daunting task.
No, but what you're saying, Weave, I've kind of come around to that too. That like all of a sudden Memphis might be more winnable than Navy. Yeah, they're both winnable. The next 4 are right there for the taking. Right. Now, we've had that situation a few times when we talked to you on the phone earlier this show. In Orlando, in Houston, here against South Carolina, they were able to finish. In fact, I heard Ellerby talking to one of our clients during the week. They were talking about the season, and he said, we probably should have lost to Marshall.
Oh, absolutely.
And won a
Not
couple
probably.
of those other games.
Should have, absolutely. Yeah. Should have, could have, would have. Should have beat South Carolina and should have lost to Marshall. Yeah. Those games should have been flip-flopped easy.
Yeah.
Should have.
That's the word, the NFL yearbook. They have those dumb titles. We've talked about that in the past, like building a foundation. Whatever. ECU's this year is going to be shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Build the base.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Shirley, let's hear from Pirate quarterback Holton Ahlers as he met with the media. What a catch.
It's tied up
by Trayvon Brown for a Pirate touchdown.
I keep thinking y'all are actually watching a game in there.
It feels like it, though. It feels like it.
That was a great play by Trayvon.
There's so many plays and so many games because, we've been around so many ECU games that you forget so much. And
then you saw Chris Hairston at the top of the thing. You're like, oh,
yeah. I forgot about that guy.
Yeah. But Trayvon catches juggled it, brought it in.
Beautiful.
And we are tied. What a wild first quarter this was. Pirates and Hokies 2015 at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. And it doesn't look like it's raining currently. It's hard to tell on camera sometimes, but this was a wet one there, especially in the second half. We might see some precipitation tonight, folks.
Well, from what I understand, I think it's already starting to rain a little bit outside now. So,
let's hear from the quarterback, Holton Ahlers. He met with the media earlier this week.
A visit now with ECU quarterback Holton Ahlers. And Holton, it was a long night for everybody, especially for the players, especially for you. And you had to go out of the game for one play. You took a pretty good shot. And then, of course, the early morning arrival back here. How's the body feel? And are you going to be ready to go on Thursday?
Yeah, I'll be ready. Anytime after a game, you're going to be sore and stuff. But, I'll be ready to go. I'm excited for this Thursday matchup. Thursday game's always fun, Thursday and Friday, just because then you get a night game here in front of the fans. It's always fun to get out there. So I'm pumped for it. Like you said, you just got to get the body ready to go, and it will be.
It's a short turnaround, of course. You guys are now really getting into USF and getting prepared for the game on Thursday. So what do you see on tape with their defense?
They're good. They're really kind of like us. They're better than the record says. They're going to come out. They're going to challenge us. They play an odd defense, and so the defense kind of like ours in a way that you don't face it every single week. So it's a little bit different, but it's going to be a good matchup. They're a good football team.
Holton, let's talk about the comeback in the fourth quarter. Pirates put a couple of touchdowns on the board, get you guys into the overtime period. What was working for you in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, we just started to execute better. The plays were always there all night, and we knew that we could move the ball on them. They had a really good defensive front, probably one of the most skilled ones we'll play all year. But once we kind of got a feel for those guys and started moving the ball, we really did well. But we just got to continue to execute in the red zone, and on third down, I think is huge.
Got to get the running game going too, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's kind of what our offense sticks our starts with is our run game, but that'll pop. Those guys are so good in the backfield. If they get a split second or anything, they're gonna pop it. So you just got to keep trusting that, keep trusting guys up front, and it'll pop.
Holton, how about this team now? All the goals you guys have set for yourself for this year, still very much in front of you. Every game's an important game, but this one really is an important game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge. This next stretch of 4 to 5 games is a big one for us. We've kind of been looking at this stretch all year as something we can really make a run to end the season to get to a bowl game like we've planned to do this whole time. So it is a big game. It starts with this one. They can play 1 week at a time, but this is a huge one for us.
That's Holton Ahlers.
All right, there's Jeff Charles with the Pirate quarterback Holton Ahlers, and as Jeff said when he was here earlier, Holton has been talking 6 wins for, I don't know, probably since the last game last year. That is his goal. Yeah. That is he looks at it as his job. In fact, Jeff says he hopes he's not putting too much pressure on himself. But Holton knows to get to 6, you got to win number 4 tonight against South Florida. So he takes it pretty hard, but is going to bounce back, be ready to go for a big one coming up tonight.
Yeah, just like that. He hasn't said anything like, well, it's just another game. We take all of them serious. No, he said in that interview, he said, this is huge. It's a huge game for us to get to where we want to go. You got to win this game. He said the next 4 or 5 games is going to be crucial. And you want that out of your leader. You want that out of your quarterback to know what the situation is, the sense of urgency, and go out there and get a win.
Weave, thanks for dropping by.
Thanks for having me, man.
We'll see you after the game.
Yeah, I'm going to go out and Shirley,
the elements.
I love you. Is there anything I can bring you back? Can I get you something? I just feel so bad for you right now.
Well, my nephew is going to go get me some medicine, so hopefully he'll be here soon.
Non-drowsy, I hope.
Chug it.
Yeah, non-drowsy.
Yeah, no, I specifically said non-drowsy. Otherwise, y'all might be calling me from my house.
I tell you what, man, you're a trooper. You're a trooper.
Well, I've never missed a game day.
There you go.
The streak is on the line.
It's 229, I think.
Yeah,
they say you can play hurt but not injured. So hopefully you're not injured.
Not game day, but I've come in sick before. This was years ago. I had the flu, and I actually had a 104-degree temperature and still came into work.
The flu game.
The flu game.
Yeah, no,
Jordan has nothing.
As soon as Jonathan got here and saw the look on my face,
I carried her out like Pippin.
Jordan has nothing on Shirley Rhodes.
All right, we'll be with you after the game on the U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call.
All right, go Pirates.
Thanks, Weave. We'll take a timeout, come back. When we return, hour 4 of the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, getting you ready for the 7:30 kickoff. We'll be back after this.
Do you suffer from allergies, asthma, or any other sinus problems? Perhaps professional cleaning of your air ducts could help. Family owned and operated in Winterville for over 22 years, Carolina Quality Air was the first certified duct cleaning company in Eastern North Carolina. From residential to commercial, they can handle any size job, big or small, including our studios here at Pirate Radio. Carolina Quality Air uses a sanitizer that kills mold in your ductwork and over 100 viruses, including the coronavirus. Visit them online at carolinaqualityair.com. Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Are you suffering from anxiety, sleep issues, or chronic pain? Have you heard of CBD? You can learn about the benefits of CBD right here in Greenville at the Hemp Garden. Hemp Garden offers a variety of products and solutions that are truly making a difference in our community. Hemp Garden also provides products that can assist with energy and focus. Have a pet? Come check out their selection of CBD pet products. Visit Hemp Garden to speak with a CBD specialist in a relaxed and welcoming environment today. Exclusive discounts are offered to first-time customers. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
That's for you. Answer the call from patients who need plasma. Donations are down, so give plasma at a Grifols Center and receive compensation. Visit grifolsplasma.com. Gonna get that? Answer the call from patients who need plasma and receive up to $700 your first month when you donate at a Grifols Center. Visit grifolsplasma.com.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or Spotify. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back into the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you on the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate. 1 hour to go before the Pirates and the Bulls kick it off on ESPN. We are watching a rain game on television, the 2015 East Carolina-Virginia Tech game. James Summers just ran in a touchdown to give the Pirates a 21-14 lead as we're watching that one to get ready for what potentially could be another rain game tonight, Pirates and Bulls at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Let's get our first tailgate check-in of the show and see what's going on out of the Pirate Radio tailgate zone as Troy D is standing by. What's up, Troy?
Hey, Clip, been a pretty laid-back tailgate as nightfall has fallen in Greenville and Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium as started at 4 o'clock today. Lots opened up at 4 o'clock, and we were out here with the folks, as always, right, as things got started. We've had a great time out here, though, but hasn't been the, I won't say it hasn't been the biggest, busiest tailgate, but it's been a very quality tailgate. We had a lot of great friends and supporters of Pirate Radio stop by. Awesome spread by our friends at Jimmy John's, and, of course, Carolina Eagle Distributing with the fantastic Budweiser products, so their family of products. And I've had many folks enjoying the Mick Ultras today. And, of course, thanks to Minji's Bottling Group for all the Pepsi products, too. It is a good crowd out here now as we're about, less than an hour before kickoff. Amazingly, and I don't want to jinx it because I keep looking at the radar, guys, and it's saying like 100% chance of showers. It looks like the radar looks awful. It is yet to rain here on the tailgate fields. So we had like one little sprinkle drop or two, but it has not been a rain situation out here. I do have a feeling things might be getting ready to change within the next hour or so. But right now, it has actually been great tailgating weather all day today. It's been about 60, 70 degrees during the tailgate. No rain, just overcast skies. And we've had a lot of fun. We do have the great tent up, so if it does rain, we're prepared. We're ready to go. We've never lost a tailgate. We won't lose this one. And we are looking forward to a good game. Hopefully East Carolina can take care of business, get back on the winning ways, even the record to 4-4, and we'll have some fun stuff to talk about in the fifth quarter. But the tailgate's been a lot of fun today, just as I said, kind of a laid-back vibe. The blackout is definitely in effect. Most of the fans I see are wearing black out here, so I think the fans that do show up are definitely participating in that, guys. But that is the scene right now here at the Pirate Radio Tailgate Zone as we're in the shadow of Dowdy Ficklen Stadium at Elmhurst School and enjoying ourselves as always.
Good stuff, and Chan Man is going to produce this program and head off to the stadium, and we were talking about him going to the game yesterday, and Troy, you actually texted that Chandler gets the VIP treatment tomorrow and gets to sit with Troy D. That's Troy using his name in the third person. So that's awesome, Troy. You're going to sit in the stands with Chandler tonight. That's going to be great.
We might need to reevaluate that, and I might need to punt until Temple for next Saturday. Chandler is welcome to my seat. My season ticket seats on the front row.
Mm-hmm.
If it is raining, I have secured a location in the Town Bank Tower. So
for Chandler, who's covering the game for the fifth quarter?
So I'll visit with some friends there. And tell Chandler to contact me on my private line, and I'll see what I can do for him.
All right.
Sounds good.
There you go.
I can't make any promises or guarantees.
No, that's fine.
But I will make an effort if Chandler does not want to sit in the rain in the event that rain arrives to try and take care of Chandler too.
Wow. He's thinking about it, Chandler. So that's good.
That's never good.
You got the thought ticket.
Think about it. I'm working on it, and I do have a plan.
But if you only have one, you're using it, and Chandler's sitting in the rain before the fifth quarter.
So basically what it is he's thought about it, so he's decided not to do it.
I have a plan. I have an idea. Might be able
He has an idea.
One of our great colleagues and employees. Chandler's done a great job for us. And if my front row seats aren't good enough for him tonight, I may be able to bump him up to Town Bank Tower potentially.
Look, I went to UBE today, and I got my poncho, so if I can't join you in the Town Bank Tower, then I will be glad to sit in the front row.
I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm just probably, if it is pouring rain, I do have other options. I may not sit outside.
Well, we know that. You don't have to. Yeah, we got that 100%. We understand that.
Being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to mislead anybody.
No, we all got that 100%. Yeah. All right. Good stuff, Troy. Thanks.
All right. Enjoy. You guys take care.
All right. Chandler, he's thinking about not letting you get rained on all night and then coming to do the fifth quarter. So that's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, and man, this guy's brain and thoughts deserve a Nobel Peace Prize for as much good thoughts as he's put into the world and to Pirate Radio. So that's great.
Well, no, truthfully, though, I am thankful for him giving me the ticket in the front row. So I asked him earlier this week. I said, "Hey, look, I kind of want to go to this primetime game Thursday night. I want to see the black uniforms in person. If you know anybody that has an extra ticket, let me know." And he was like, I'll take care of you. So thanks, Troy.
All right, there you go. That was a nice thank you. I would just like to point out that
there's been a lot of thank yous on the show, on Pirate Radio programming in the past week.
Well, if anybody needs to watch it from the press box, it's someone going home after the game instead of coming back to the studio to work on the fifth quarter.
Yeah,
you should be outside in the elements.
Look. Roll with the punches, baby.
Oh, that's good stuff. Just wanted to throw that out there. All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. When we return, we'll hear the defensive coordinator of the Pirates, Blake Harrell. Look at this rain event going on in 2015. This is crazy. Like the whole camera is filled with raindrops. Hope it doesn't get that way tonight when the Pirates take on the Bulls at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Talk some Pirate defense when we return after this.
Why do I run? Is it because I'm driven? Because I love the challenge? God, no. I do it for the beer. If you're the kind of runner who does it for the beer, this summer you can get one on us with the Michelob Ultra Beer Run. Grab your run buddies and get out there, because this summer there's beer at the finish line. Sign up at ultrabeerrun.com and trade your miles for beer.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 Cadillac CT5 lease at $489 a month, 10,000 miles a year for 36 months for qualified buyers. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Other food delivery apps charge surprise fees, but Domino's is giving away $50 million worth of surprise frees, like free pizza, lava cakes, or cheesy bread when you order delivery online. And we found some unique ways to get the word out.
Free cheesy!
Like screaming it! We even called Paul Revere.
Free lava cakes are coming!
Order delivery online and you could get a surprise free from Domino's. No purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 13 and up through 11/21/21. Odds of winning are 1 in 14. See rules at surprisefrees.domino's.com for free entry, blackout dates, restrictions, and details.
This is Holt Nailers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back for the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner. Be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook and Instagram. That's PR927FM. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at FreePR927FM. Join the over 50,000 followers today. And now let's head back into the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right. We got folks tuning in on the radio, online, on YouTube, on Facebook. Adam is on Facebook Live. He says he is heading to Norfolk for his Navy Reserve annual training. Wish I was heading to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium instead. Well, Adam,
thanks for your service.
Yes, sir. Good luck there in Norfolk, and hopefully the Pirates can pull out a victory for you coming up tonight, because they need it, coming off 2 straight losses, 3-4 on the year, and need this one tonight at home against South Florida.
No doubt about it.
We will get some predictions, some fantasy picks coming up later on in today's program, and give our thoughts on what's going to happen tonight. We'll also hear the thoughts of Brian North coming up a little bit later on in our show. Right now, we'll talk about the defensive side of the ball and looking at the numbers on the UBE stat sheet. The Pirates on the year are giving up 28.4 points per game. They are scoring 28.7, allowing 28.4 points per game. The Pirates are allowing 143 on the ground, 280 through the air for a total of 424 yards. This team they play tonight is going to come in and try to run the ball and then hit you over the top with some play action passes. On third downs, East Carolina's been bad offensively, pretty good defensively. 33 of 98 are opponents for 34% on the year.
Yeah, y'all were talking defensive stuff earlier about Blake Harrell. Something that he mentioned several times last year was put the ball down. Haven't seen that, PTBD. We haven't seen that battle cry this year, but that's exactly what this Pirate defense is doing, is getting off the field and allowing the offense to get back on the field to produce some points. Unfortunately, the offense has been inconsistent this year and has not been able to pull through when we need it. But it's great to see this defense performing the way they are right now, flying across the field and laying massive hits on these defenders. So hopefully that continues tonight.
All right, let's hear what Blake Harrell had to say. He went one-on-one with the voice, Jeff Charles.
A visit now with ECU defensive coordinator Blake Harrell. And, Coach, let's start with Timmy McClain, the quarterback at USF. What do you see on tape, and what do you see from their offense?
Yeah, Timmy's a very good player, very athletic, and you think of him more in the run game, scrambling ability, and they'll have some design quarterback runs for him, obviously. But he can also sit there and sling it. Does a really nice job getting it down the field, quick release, strong arm. So he's, doesn't look like a freshman back there, that's for sure. So he's certainly a weapon and a threat. We got to be on our game and responsible for him. And just their offense is going to create some different problems. So anytime you got a mobile quarterback, a quarterback for some design runs, it makes you be sound in all aspects. You can't maybe play certain coverages or do certain things or pressures, and takes you out of some of that stuff, and maybe you have to be a little bit more vanilla, so to speak, but at certain times you still got to be like dial some pressures up, designed to stop those run schemes that they had last week going against Temple.
Coach said that the offensive line for USF is really good too. Yeah,
they've I think that's probably between this year and last year. That's the biggest improvement they've made as a team. They're really good at wide out. The backfield's they got a stable back there. Quarterback's really good, but the O-line very solid. It's just a group that works together, does a really good job in the zone game, and maybe one of the better O-lines we've seen on the season. Maybe not the biggest, but one of the better ones. So challenge up front, and they do a certainly good job in pass protection as well.
Coach, I tell you what, your defense was really flying around the Houston game. I mean, the guys played great. You had the 5 quarterback sacks. You had the 13 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, it was a lot of fun to watch. I guess it was for you, too.
Yeah, the guys did a nice job just letting it loose, playing fast, playing physical, doing a good job up front, shutting down the run game, putting them in some longer yard situations, second long, third and long, and allowed us to kind of go get the quarterback at certain times. And the guys did a nice job just getting him on the ground back there and create some tackles for loss as well.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Coach, let's talk about the overtime period. Houston gets the ball first, and they run a play, and it goes into the end zone. What happened there?
Yeah, just, the running back did a nice job. We missed a gap up front just with one of our pressures there, and then have an overrun on the tackle down there about the 12-yard line, and he slips into the end zone. Just one you'd like to have back, and just didn't do a good job. Wasn't really reflective on the rest of the day. I think that was probably their biggest play of the day. But, to tell our guys all the time, you got to play every play like it's the last play, and that certainly was, and we got to do a better job with that.
Coach, you're playing a lot of guys, too, on defense. I know when I talk with the players on Mondays at the press conference, they all tell me we can really go onto the field and just kind of let it loose because we've got somebody else who can come in and play it at that same position. So in a typical game for you defensively, how many players are now you using on the field?
I couldn't even tell you, to be honest. Those guys in that defensive unit have done a really nice job of, ever since I got here, we always talk about it's going to take all of us. Every single person in the side of the ball, every single coach, every single support staff. And we really take that whole philosophy within our program. And it's going to be the same on Thursday night in Dowdy-Ficklin. It's going to take all of us, players, coaches, support staff, fans, everybody included. So we need that energy from the fans and that student section rocking on Thursday night. But our guys defensively done a really nice job believing in each other, going out there and just playing as hard as they can play, and then knowing that next guy will come in and do the same. So it's been really nice to watch.
What you're really saying is that every week it's a dogfight, and it's tough, and especially in this conference when you get into this conference. And Blake, now this is your second year through this league, so Tell me what you think about what you face on a game-to-game basis in this conference against this caliber of opponent that the Pirates play now.
Yeah, you have an American Conference is a very good conference. I mean, week in, week out, you're going to see very good offenses. You're going to see very good football teams, and you got your work cut out. And, the two teams we've seen the last 2 weeks have been and will be top 25 teams, over the last couple of years. South Florida has been a really good team at times over the last few years and are right now. So you got your work cut out. You got to come every week to compete. You got to go every day to work and practice, get better, and find ways to win games on Saturdays and Thursdays this week.
Yeah, no doubt. Coach, so let's talk a little bit about what you guys have to do defensively for this game coming up. Give us a key or two to slowing down this USF offense.
I think the big thing for us, they had 450 rushing yards last week. Is stop and run, and that's who they want to be. They've thrown over 200 yards one time on the season. You still got to be, conscientious of the play action shots, because that's where they'll get you a run game, and then they'll wheel one of those tight ends out of the backfield or a little glance route and get somebody down the field. So you got to make sure you got that covered up. And for us, it's just eye discipline. Don't take the eye candy, the motions. Play my job, play my responsibility, and make sure when we get there with a bad attitude, fast and physical. So that's our biggest thing this week, our focus, and moving forward.
That's ECU defensive coordinator Blake Harrell.
All right, the defensive coordinator of the Pirates, Blake Harrell there. That unit has played fantastic at times this year. They're still giving up points and yards, but the turnovers and, getting off the field when they need to, especially in the second half in games this year, they have done a great job and got a kind of a one-trick pony tonight. We'll see if South Florida comes in, maybe tries to surprise the Pirates with the passing game, but their bread and butter is running the football. That's going to be the one thing the Pirates need to do to stop this Bulls offense tonight.
Yeah, the defense giving up 24 points in the first half last week against the Cougars. What I was very excited to see was the response after halftime. They shut out the Cougars in the second half until that very first play in overtime. So it was great to see the defense go into halftime and adjust and then come out and shut them out in the second half. Unfortunately, they score on their very first play of overtime and ECU fumbles, but those second half adjustments have looked good for ECU defensively.
Let's hear now from Pirates linebacker Bruce Bivens. We'll get him back here Monday inside the Pirate Radio studios on the Players Lounge. Missed talking to him this Monday due to the schedule, everything being sped up this week with a short week, but here's Bruce from earlier this week.
Bruce, pretty quick turnaround here, man. How are you guys handling the quick turnaround in South Florida?
We just adapting like we do with any circumstances that we have. We just got to get ready to go play football.
Mentally, do you want to get back out there and play after the Houston game?
Of course, we got to get that bitter taste out our mouth. We always ready to play football, so we got to definitely get that bitter taste out our mouth.
How much do guys get up for the Thursday night games?
Say that again.
How much do guys get up for a Thursday night game when you guys get to be kind of the showcase game across the country?
We're ready to take on the challenge. We're really excited, to display what we, have to show to everyone.
You guys look really aggressive on Saturday. It's as much blitzing as I've seen in a long time in Greenville. We're on the road this time around, but talk about the improvement of the defense and the ability to pressure.
We come to work every day, we just work on those things in practice, and we just go display it. We do what the coach tell us to do, and we just work the scheme.
The defense has gotten so much better. What do you think is the big difference? Just your opinion.
Our locker room has got a lot tighter. We don't want to let each other down, and we want to win. So that's obviously the big goal right there.
What concerns you most about South Florida? They seem to really run the ball well with the last game.
They have good players. We have good players. Nothing really concerns me personally, and I'm pretty sure our team as well. We got a good team too, so nothing.
When you look at the balance of trying to heal your body after a game like that versus also trying to get ready, how do you kind of find that balance? Because you got to practice well, obviously, to play well too.
Coach Houston, he's doing a great job. Coach Houston is taking care of that for us, and we're just gonna go to practice and get ready to play the football again.
What did you guys do during the break? You had a 4-hour break or however long it was during the rain delay. Talk about how that process went, and what they give you to eat and that sort of stuff to kind of keep you going. You have to eat a whole nother meal.
Yeah, of course. Obviously we ate pretty early. They gave us something to eat. During that delay, and we just sat around. Just vibed with each other and just enjoyed each other while we had that time down. And when it was time to play, we just got ready to play.
You guys came out with an amazing energy level, though, after all that, which was surprising as anything, the level of energy that you guys brought, especially on defense. Talk about that a little bit.
The goal stayed the same. Just because some circumstances changed don't mean our goal changed to want to win. So we just came out there ready to play.
How did you feel the guys handled that? And the coach said you guys just kind of watched film, stayed focused in the moment.
Yeah, we just stayed in the moment, vibed out with each other, and we was just ready to play. We were so anxious. We just, walking around and stuff, pacing back and forth. We was ready to play football.
You guys shut them out in the second half. Turnovers continued. Positives to take away from that game?
Yeah, we do have some positive. Obviously, we got some things we could work on too, but, we was ready to play.
This isn't your first go-round against USF. What are you kind of expecting from them offensively a little bit that you can remember about them, if anything?
They're gonna play hard, and they're gonna try to come in here and get a dub, and it's our goal to stop that.
What problems does a running, passing quarterback pose? You've seen a couple this year now.
The problems is he could run and he could throw. We played a quarterback like that against Charleston Southern, so we just got to bring our hard hit and get ready to adapt to that.
Are you excited to be back in front of a home crowd?
Yeah, it's always excited to be back in front of our home crowd because it's real electrifying and the atmosphere is just crazy.
All right, there is Bruce Bivens ready to give it a go tonight in front of the home fans. He was in front of some of his home fans last week, the Houston native playing out there at TD ECU Stadium, and now the Pirate faithful will be cheering on Bruce tonight as East Carolina takes on South Florida. We were outside a moment ago, got like a sprinkle situation going at last check, so throughout the night could get wetter, but could create a fun atmosphere at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium.
Absolutely, and Christy on Facebook says where to watch the game on TV is on ESPN tonight.
ESPN is the answer to that. Alex says good little bit right there. We had a little bit and a if anything from Mark Lindsay all in one.
Yeah.
That was an MVP performance.
All the greatest hits.
I think Alex is going to the game tonight, right, Alex? He's chiming in on Facebook Live as well. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll talk to Brian North. He says 7 o'clock would be okay for him to talk. He's going to have one of the terrorists, as he calls them, in bed, and the other one watching cartoons, getting ready for bed. So we'll see what Daddy North is up to at the homestead and talk some football with him when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Just kidding, on the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate. We're back with you after this.
Burgers, wings, hand-cut, hand-breaded chicken tenders, fresh salads, and cold beer is the starting lineup at Tiebreakers and has been keeping customers happy for 20 years. Tiebreakers family atmosphere is the perfect place to come watch your favorite team play while enjoying a great lunch or dinner. In a hurry or looking for catering options? Get Tiebreakers to go. That now includes the new curbside pickup by ordering online at tiebreakersnc.com. Tiebreakers.
Tommy's Express Car Wash is the car wash Greenville is talking about. At the corner of Red Banks Road and Greenville Boulevard, this state-of-the-art wash will keep your car looking great. And now Tommy's has just launched its new 2.0 Tommy's Express app. And anyone who downloads the app now will receive 30 free days of washing with their top-of-the-line wash, the Works Wash. Download the Tommy's Express app now by going to your app store or visit them on location, open 7 days a week at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
All right, back with you, our foe of the Bud Light Pre-Game Tailgate, 7:30 start time for the Pirates and the Bulls on ESPN, and here to talk about it and more is Brian North, WCTI 12. He joins us on the Fixed NC live line. North, how you doing tonight, man?
Well, I'm doing better than Shirley. ECU plays as hard as Shirley's working here hurt. They'll be all right tonight.
Fighting through it is one Shirley Rhodes, the Warrior. Brian, we're talking rain games because could be one tonight at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. I'm watching 2015 ECU Virginia Tech. James Summers just had an electrifying run in the rain for the Pirates. When you think of rain games over the years, North, what comes to mind for you?
Number one is that Syracuse game in 2000, was it? 2000.
We were trying to figure out the year. I never even looked it up, but we either got late 90s, early 2000s.
Well, David Garrard was playing, and it was one of his, either his last year or his second to last year. And I remember it was the twins, the Adams twins, because one of them laid a hit on a Syracuse wide receiver that was a momentum changer. I remember Garrard had a deep bomb to, what was the wide receiver's name, out of Virginia Beach. And I just remember on the sidelines, the water was up to my ankles walking through it. The drainage wasn't as good at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium then. It was just a miserable day to be out there. I think Terrence Copper played in the game, too, if I remember correctly, and he had some plays. So, yeah, that was the wettest. And then, of course, South Florida just a couple years ago. It was Military Appreciation Day. They trotted out a World War II veteran. It was raining. And that was a tough day for the Pirates, I believe. I think that was one of those that everybody wanted to forget, just a miserable night.
Well, North, we wanted to forget overtime last week, really the whole experience from last week against Houston with the delay. You ever been, you've never been a part of anything like that, right, that long delay?
In college football, I don't know, not that late into the night. I've been at games that have been delayed several hours. You know, ECU had the lightning delay game, TCU at home. So I remember that one. But on the road, to have it delayed that long, and then you go to overtime. Look, it was a frustrating game for a lot of things, but I'm just that guy who's over here on the other end of the teeter-totter, the fat kid on the other end of the teeter-totter trying to balance it out. Go and look, man, that's a game that, once again, they had a chance to win. They rallied late. They did good things that show me growth in the team. It's just, this has been the story, right? This is how many games now? 3 games that they've had a chance to win that they couldn't finish off at the end.
Yep.
So you can look at it as, wow, that sucks, or you can say they're that close to being 6-1 right now.
Yep, it depends on if your glass is half full or half empty. This one, you got to have, Brian, if you want to get to 6. Yeah. USF is part of that 6-win plan, and a very winnable game tonight. A team that, on paper, Brian, if you didn't know them, you would think they were a triple option team. Almost kind of looks like a high school team as well, because their running back has 12 touchdowns, and as a team, they have 16, 18 touchdowns. So they're not going to impress you much offensively, but showed last week they can run the football, and you're playing them coming off their best win, so they have a little confidence heading into tonight.
Right, they're kind of like ECU, right? A program that's been down a little bit, trying to find a way and get winning again. And with ECU, like I said, the glass is half full to me because it's been empty for so long. that it looks like it's full with the way they're playing. They just have to find a way to win. Now, do you let that loss, a late Saturday loss, affect you on a short week? And now the momentum of winning as opposed to the momentum of losing could be two different things. And on a rainy night, running could be a key. So, look, I would normally pick ECU in a landslide in this game, but this is one of those with the way it's setting up. Pirates going to have to generate a lot of their own enthusiasm. Probably won't be a great crowd at Dowdy-Ticklin Stadium on a Thursday night in the rain. So they're going to have to generate some of their own enthusiasm to want to get to that bowl eligibility deal. And you're right, the pressure's on them a little bit tonight. I don't know how much pressure they've played with this year.
Yeah.
But if internally you're saying to yourself, we got to get to a bowl game, we have to win this one. So that's a different kind of pressure they're putting on themselves. So I'm curious. You know, a hot start is going to be key to generate some of that enthusiasm that they need. So if they can get off to a good start, I think they can roll. The longer South Florida stays around, the more dangerous they get.
Brian North likes the phrase "styles make fights," and you play different teams every week. They have different strengths, different weaknesses. Last week, East Carolina gets 38 yards rushing from Keaton Mitchell, 33 from Harris. They want to see that number rise, and they're playing a team North giving up 200 yards a game on the ground. So you expect that number to be higher. This looks like a game where they can get the run game going again.
Well, this is what Mike Houston had said the week before. You know, they want to get more into that run game, and so I think this is. And I think you really, on a rainy night, you've got to go. And if you can get Mitchell to bust through and just get through those linebackers, that he's gone, you can't catch him, and you pound him with some other guys. But no, I think the running game is key. If you can keep Holton, and look, when you run the ball effectively, it gives Holton so much more time into play action, and that's what he's his best. So if you can get a semblance of running where the safeties and the linebackers have to respect that play action becomes a lot more effective. So I think they'll certainly try to pound them early just to see what South Florida's defense can do, and then they'll kind of play off their strengths after that. But look for the running game to be a big emphasis early on.
Brian North joining us. North, what are your plans for Saturday? You catching some football games somewhere or hanging out with the family?
Yeah, it'll be a family day. So the 2.5-year-old has finally figured out that trick-or-treating is a cool deal because it gives you free candy. Right?
Yeah.
So that'll be our big trick-or-treat night.
What are the costumes this year for the North ladies?
Yeah, we've got several. We've got a witch's costume, and then we've got elf. So apparently the youngest one, a little curly-headed terrorist, looks like Will Ferrell and Elf. So my wife has decided to go with an elf theme.
Okay.
And guess who gets to play Santa Claus? The fat guy. Stereotypes. I've been stereotyped as Santa Claus for Halloween.
I haven't seen you in a while, North. Do you have a natural beard, or are you going to have to put one on?
No, when I do grow one, there is a lot more weight than it used to be. So I'm slipping. I'm more like Toolman Taylor there when he was doing Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of that transition, but I'll get there eventually. So, yeah, I don't know. Look, as long as they share the free candy, I'm good. I'll do whatever I have to.
That is the best part of Halloween when you're a dad. Just picking and choosing what you want, or what's unsafe for the kids, I should say.
Yeah, correct. Oh, that's bad for you. Let's just for here. Looking forward to it.
All right, North. What kind of game you looking at tonight? Totals at around 56. Pirates a 9.5-point favorite. What's it going to take to win tonight?
Yeah, look, I think we hit on it. That running game early to set up the play action. I think the defense. I've been saying all year. I like this defense. They got to force turnovers, and I want to start seeing them generate points with those turnovers. I want to see somebody get into the end zone off a fumble or off of a interception. And I wouldn't mind seeing special teams. You're winning the field position game, the hidden yardage, and so you get some. Doesn't have to be scores, but good kickoff returns, good punt returns to get you those hidden yardage to get you easier. A shorter field's much easier to score on, and you can do a lot more things offensively. So turnovers and special teams can get you in those positions. They do those as well. They're in a good spot.
Brian North, appreciate you joining us, man. Get back to the fam and enjoy some football tonight, and we'll talk to you again soon.
You playing hurt too, Clip?
I felt like Shirley feels now on Monday, so I'm feeling better, but the voice is still pretty bad.
Are you patient zero at Pirate Radio?
No, I believe that was actually Troy. He missed the day last week, came back the next day, sat right beside me, passed it to me, and then I dished the rock over to Shirley, and now she's right in Chandler's grill, so it's going around.
If only winning for the Pirates was this contagious.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Thank you, Brian. See you, man.
All right, Clippy.
There is Brian North. Shirley, before we go to break, can we hear from Gerard Stringer, please? Let's hear from the Pirate defender who had a good game last week and hopes to stack another good game on top of that with a good performance tonight at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Here's Gerard Stringer.
Gerard, you guys coming off a really good defensive performance and really 2 straight in a row. How much confidence are you guys playing with right now?
Playing with a lot of confidence. We practice hard every day. We practice to get better, fast, physical, aggressive, and we practice and we do that in the game.
How tough is it to play on this short of a week, coming back from Houston and dealing with the delay there and everything that came with that game?
Very tough. We just gotta have mental toughness every game, and that's what our focus this week. And when we was in the locker room, that was our main focus, and watching film and just focusing on that.
This defense seems to be getting better every week, but the light switch seemed to turn on Saturday night for whatever reason. What's cooking with this defense? All of a sudden, you're in the backfield, like 15 tackles for a loss. How many are there for what? 5 or 6 sacks? What's cooking?
Playing with our hair on fire. That's the goal every week. Coach Houston, he always tell us to play with passion, play aggressive, and just like I said, play with our hair on fire.
For you, coming back from the Achilles, missing all last year, how tough was that rehab, and then what has this process been like, kind of getting back on the field, getting back in the mix?
It was very tough. Rehabbing like 3 times a day, trying to get my Achilles right. It was just very tough, and had to get through it. My mental toughness had to kick in, and I had to do what I had to do.
Do you feel like you're 0 for that now, pretty much, in terms of the injury?
Yeah, I still have injury. I still feel a little bit, but I still work through it because there's nothing I can do. Just keep rehabbing every day. The trainers, they're good with me, so I get in, stretch, do what I need to do, and get out. Then good.
They say it's a pretty brutal injury to have. So, when it happened, I think you were away from campus, doing a workout on your own. Kind of walk us through that, and then how tough was that rehab process?
Yeah, so I was in Georgia, visiting my girlfriend dad, and I was working with a trainer, and we stretched. We did everything right. We warmed up, and I just came out of my back pedal, and then it felt like somebody kicked me. So I didn't know it was torn. I thought it was just a little sprain, but we put ice on it. He told me that it's probably torn, and then we went through from there.
You got a short week coming up. What kind of performance are you kind of expecting on Thursday against a really good USF team?
Do what we do. We just want to focus on us. That's all we can do. We're gonna prepare really hard. We're gonna be focused, laser focused this week, and we're gonna study film every day, and we're gonna get the job done.
Are you guys getting rested up slowly but surely here? Are you starting to recharge a little bit?
Yes, food. Rest was the key for this week. Coming back from the long night that we had, so we got a lot of rest last night, and we're gonna get some rest today. So.
Have you ever been through anything like you went through Saturday, as far as a lightning delay and the
that was the first time. That was the first time we ever had to wait that long I had to wait that long to play in the game. So it was pretty tough, but we got through it.
How excited are you to come back home into Dowdy Ficklin Stadium and be back in front of your fans?
Pretty excited. I love the fans. I love the juice. I love getting the crowd hype, and I love getting my teammates hype, and it's a fun experience.
Do you feel like the students section in particular, seems like there's going to be a lot around that Thursday night, can help pick you guys up, on a short week, kind of add that extra energy?
Yes, they help a lot. They always come up to us and tell us what a great job we be doing, so we always feed off that energy, and that they help us tremendously.
I feel like you guys started really laying the wood around the 2-lane game.
Mm-hmm.
Did something change in there where you guys I feel like you guys are hitting harder. I don't know if that's accurate, but
we just playing with that chip on our shoulder. We feel like we got a lot to prove, and we're gonna play aggressive every day. Coach, he installed that in us, and that's what we're gonna do.
Do you think that? Do you feel that maybe that's ratcheted up a notch?
I do. Like everybody's hitting. J Mac getting hits, Malik getting hits. Like Jamal, everybody getting hits.
All right, it's a hit party at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium tonight with this high-flying Pirate defense, which has been really fun to watch and will be fun to watch under the lights in the black unis tonight for East Carolina taking on South Florida. Game coming up in about 15 minutes or so. So we will have one more segment for you. We'll make some picks, fantasy picks, predictions, all that, and say goodbye until we rejoin you when the fourth quarter ends on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. We'll be back with you on the Bud Light pregame tailgate after this.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. My colleagues and I recognize how difficult this time is for everyone in our community. We continue to see patients during the week while taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Our extended care clinic is now open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for your urgent orthopedic care. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
When a storm hits, you can count on Greenville Utilities. They put their emergency storm plan into action to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. If you experience an outage, call them toll-free at 1-855-767-2482. The automated hotline can handle a large number of calls at once, virtually eliminating busy signals, so help can be on the way as fast as possible. Remember, GUC's emergency hotline number is 1-855-767-2482.
This is former ECU football player Bryce Williams, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
All right, back with you on the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate, Thursday night edition. Pirates and Bulls going at it. South Florida has 2 wins, and one of those has come against an FBS opponent, and that came just a few days ago, Saturday, when they took it to Temple. East Carolina has gone on the road and lost a couple in a row, trying to get back on track with a win tonight. Both teams mathematically alive for a bowl, although South Florida needs to turn it on in a hurry, and if you're East Carolina, you got to have this one tonight against the Bulls of South Florida. All right, how about our show's about to end as this game we've been watching comes to an end, and the final score, Chandler, was 35-28, East Carolina over Virginia Tech.
Nice. Good win for the Pirates. Let's hope that that is a foreshadowing of tonight.
We just got Bryce Williams on a holding call and sent him that video, and he said, "Dadgummit, bogus call."
Bogus.
So he says that was a bogus call when he's clearly got a handful of jersey and the guy's pulling away from him. Sorry, Bryce. The tape don't lie. All right, let's make some picks. Shirley doesn't need to make a fantasy pick. She can save her voice from that because Tyler Snead won again. This is either 5 or 6 straight weeks. I won week 1, and I think Shirley's won ever since week 2 with Tyler Snead.
Who did you win with? Oh, Keaton. Who did you win with?
I think so. Yeah. And then I had Rajay last week. Psych. I had Keaton Mitchell. And Chandler, you had Ryan Jones.
Yes.
Tyler Snead. Even when like I don't know. How do you think Snead did? You think he had a good game last week?
Yeah, he broke that one. He broke that one for like 40, I think.
He had a 36-yard catch. He had 7 for 119. Like great numbers.
Wow.
For Tyler
Very
Snead.
quiet,
I know. So he had a great game. Chandler, who's your fantasy pick for tonight?
I'm gonna say that the Pirates are going to pound the ball tonight, especially if it's raining.
I'll take the running back you don't take. So who are you taking?
I'm going Harris.
Okay. Rajay. I'm going to take Keaton Mitchell. And now Shirley.
Uh-huh.
I need you or your nephew in your stead to make a prediction tonight. If you can talk, you can.
ECU 40, USF 27.
Chandler.
I'm going to go ECU 41, South Florida 30.
All right, and I am on the hook for 38-21. Pirates getting the win. We all have the Pirates winning. We all have the Pirates covering in this game tonight coming up at 7:30. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thanks to Cucinalla's for the awesome pregame food. Check them out, if not tonight, this weekend. That's some great chill out and watch football food. Cucinalla's hooked us up with some great pizzas. Chandler got a Caesar salad that looked dynamite.
Delish.
That he, what'd you say? You ate the whole thing. You took it to the face. I can't remember how you put it.
To the face.
But you chomped
I was
that down.
physical.
You competed, and it was an opportunity.
It was a great opportunity. And it was a good salad.
To eat a good salad. Cucinalla's in Winterville. Good stuff. Thank you to them. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks to all our guests on today's program. We'll be back with you after the game on the U.S. Sailor 5th Quarter Call-In Show, taking your calls until the last caller is served. If hopefully you're wrapping up your tailgate listening to us heading into Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. If you're listening, you can watch the game on ESPN. We'll see you after the game on the 5th quarter, folks. Go Pirates.
You've been listening to the Bud Light Pregame Tailgate, powered by Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates. Stay tuned and join us after the game for a complete recap and your phone calls on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show, right here